Want to raise your chess to a new level? Challenge Yourself is an exclusive, innovative experience designed for Chess24 Premium members. Train like a champ with a unique set of lessons prepared by the coaches of the challengers. Boris Girlfriend and Co. will help you improve your chess. Play a champ. Play a grandmaster each day in Banter Blitz. Take advantage of this incredible opportunity from June 10th. Go premium and challenge yourself.
Watch chess tournaments online? Don't just watch. Go to Chess24 and make it an interactive learning experience. You get live commentary in multiple languages, including different streams in English from beginner to expert. It's not just commentary, since there's also an interactive live board. Choose your game and try out your own moves. All moves by the players get near-instant cloud analysis from the latest chess engine, which will also analyze any move made by a premium user. Open the tab Opening Tree. It contains a database of 500 million positions from historical games. Has the current position ever occurred before? What did the best players play? The database tab lets you search full games and load them on the interactive board. There are many more tools for chess learners and experts. Come to Chess24 to watch all the online and over-the-board chess tournaments happening worldwide. Discover a new way to watch chess. Be part of the experience.
rook goes to f7, then there is still
Hours on g4. So after king to f6 and king to f2.
Tenemos el rey ahí n8 un poco mal, no podemos enrocar corto.
Y también se puede hacer, por ejemplo, alfil g4.
Защиту. Но пока что они этого не делают, играют ферзь d2, рокировка и теперь играют c4.
Thank you so much for the lessons.
Gracias por las clases.
Gracias por las clases.
Welcome everyone. This will be the Julius Baer challenges, and we are having Kramnik challenge. We already have two of them. Prag was winner of one event and Gukesh won the second one. So this is the third event we are having, which is Kramnik challenge. This time we have got 16 players. It will be an all-play-all event starting from today. We'll have it every day at exactly at the same time, 7:30. 15 rounds all-play-all tournament. I will be the commentator for this entire event. And today we have a very special co-host who needs actually absolutely no introduction, but nevertheless, she is an Ukrainian chess grandmaster. From 2004 to 2014, she played for Slovenia, and then since then from Ukraine. She is the fourth woman after Judith Polgar, Konero Humphrey, and Pui Font to cross the 2600 FIDE ELO rating, having achieved a rating of 2606 back in July 2012. She won the Women World Rapid Chess Championship in 2016, Women World Bliss Championship in 2014 and 16. And correct me if I have missed something. Let's welcome Grandmaster Anna Muzychuk, also the coach for the team Kramnik. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you, Surya. Hello, everyone. It's great to be back, and I am excited and I'm looking forward to the start of the tournament because some of you may know that July leg was not played, but it was moved to September due to the World Cup, as many of the participants couldn't play in July. Many of them participated in the World Cup, both in men's section, in the open section, and in the women's section. So today they will start their tournament. 16 players will participate, and the winner will get the spot to play in the Magnus Carlsen tournament. So it's a big prize, I think. I have to mention that. Besides, of course, the money prizes. Yeah, and what I also would like to point out to you is that in this deck, we have a few new participants. Some of the players haven't played in the previous tournament, but they will play in this one. And I think this will be very interesting.
Yeah, probably we can introduce the players one by one and also talk about our team, the team Kramnik and team Polgar. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll have this on screen soon. On team Polgar, we have Vincent Kramer, the German Grandmaster, youngest ever German Grandmaster. He's 16 years old. He's winner of Grenke 2018. I remember this tournament. He won this tournament ahead of so many strong players. This was also his first Grandmaster norm, by the way. Then we have Evander Leon, also 18 years old. He got the youngest expert title holder in US history at the 8 years old. So the expert title is somewhat around, let's say, 2000 to 2119 rating in USCA. He is 3-time US junior champion. Then we have Polina Shuvalova, girls under 18 champion 2018, tied for first in 2020 Russian Women's Championship. Then we have Volodar Murzin, 14-year-old, 2-time European youth champion. And of course, we have Sara Kadin, the top Iranian women player. She comes second in girls under 20 in 2014. And I remember she also in World Rapid recently, she had a fantastic performance. I think she got bronze, if I remember correctly. Then we have Maurizzi. I think this is the first new player, 14 years old, youngest ever French Grandmaster. Then there is Jules Jenner, girls under 20 number one according to the rating in China. We have another new player, Balaji Daggubati, who is Indian. He's 16-year-old. What is remarkable for Balaji is we don't have a single rated rapid or blitz games available for him. So as far as rapid and blitz is concerned, we don't have much information on that area. And then there is, of course, Team Kramnik. Anna, maybe you can take it over from here.
Yes, I am more familiar with, of course, Team Kramnik, but as I have been following quite closely the first two tournaments, and also, yeah, they are juniors, but at the same time, they're already so strong that they have already participated in many adults events, and not only participating, but already having quite successful tournaments. So, yeah, for Team Kramnik, we have Nordbek Abdusadorov from Uzbekistan, I believe. He played the World Cup, and it was quite a successful tournament for him. He managed to beat players who were higher rated than him, so I think he was happy with his performance. Then we have Julius Baer, also a very strong player, one of the strongest in Denmark, I believe. The next one is Leon Mendonca. I know this guy quite well because I even played one game with him, a very nice guy from India who during the pandemic was stuck in Hungary, but I think he was not very sad about that because it gave him the opportunity to play some tournament when the borders between India and other countries were closed, but when being in Hungary, he had the opportunity to play in some events. Then we have the girls, Lei Tinghie from China and Dinara Sadvakasova. Both of them I also know very well as they are top female players already. Both of them crossed 2500, which is a very high level for women's chess. And I have played a number of games with both of them. And the next three players are actually my students, so I will be really, rooting for them and looking forward to see how they will play in this tournament. So they are the American players Christopher Yu and Carissa Yip, and also Israeli player Yahli Sokolovsky. Yahli will play in this tournament. It will be his first tournament. He did participate in the first two events, so I hope he's already excited to get the chance to play in this juniors tournament. While I also like to say that Christopher, be careful. He's not. His rating is not that high right at the moment. He hasn't even crossed 2500, but I think he played extremely well in the first two events, and he had a very good result. So he was pretty happy about his results and how he did. He beat many high-rated opponents. So let's see how he'll do in this one.
Right. And tell us about your training. How is it going on with these players?
We had quite many of them, but now during the last month we had to stop with them, unfortunately. But I had a reason for that. There is also one of my students, Nurgul Salimova. She's not participating in this event because she's playing European Women's Championship. But she did quite well in her first two tournaments. Actually, all the girls like Carissa, Nurgul, and me, we participated in the World Cup. So the girls did quite well. And I finished fourth, as some of you may know. So for all of us, the tournament was quite successful. But yes. Yeah, but the tournament was so long that it lasted 25 days. And also we had to do some preparation for it. So we didn't have any trainings for more than a month. But I think we will continue starting from the next week after the end of this event.
I would also like to mention at this point that whatever training we are doing, whether it's Boris or Huifan or Anna or me, with all these young players, these are actually available for all of you. As long as you are a premium member, you can avail all these sessions. It's called Challenge Yourself, so where you can get to see how we are training with these players. And yeah, soon there will be also gift of the day by Boris' girlfriend, but more about that later. I think soon we are going to start the event, I guess. And let's not forget, we have a very, very special guest, the strongest ever female player in after Judith Polgar, world champion, who needs again absolutely no other introduction. The name itself will suffice. We have Hui Fan with us.
Yeah, it's also great to mention that Hui Fan is one of the coaches. She is one of the coaches in Team Kramnik, so it's great to have her with us.
Yeah, so I am slightly outnumbered here. We have two Kramnik coaches, only one Judith coach. But yeah, still, I will be the one who will be rooting for Judith.
But I think that later on we'll have more and more guests. So I'm sure that the representatives and the coaches from both sides will come to commentate, and this will be a great event.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm looking forward to some very, very exciting chess. One must also mention that many players are playing different tournaments. Like, for example, I know Gukesh, Prag, and Nihal, they're playing in Riga, so they are unable to participate in this tournament. And likewise, many players are playing in various other tournaments. That's why we see some new players also filling up. And there we have Hui Fan. Welcome.
Hi, Surya. Hi, Anna. Yeah.
Yeah, hello, welcome. How do you feel about it? How does your training goes? And a few words about your students.
We actually just had 2 training sessions before the game starts. The tournament started today, right? So we were able to organize 2 sessions yesterday and the day before, right after the tournament that the players in my group that just played. I somehow found they have a very, very busy and tight tournament schedule. Seems like they will have different ones online and also many face-to-face events. Therefore, I'm very happy that we were able to gather together before the games and just do some warm-ups in general.
Right. Meanwhile, we got the information that the games have started. I am particularly interested in the game game that is played between Balaji and Dinara, purely because of the opening. Your thoughts, Yufan?
Wow.
Wow is the expression. That's the first expression. Yeah? By the way, I know Nepo is Nepomenius is making a course on Chessable in King's Gambit. I don't know if it is finished yet, but do you think that could be the inspiration to play King's Gambit on the very first round?
Yeah, so that was the question to someone, or it's like just open it, everyone can answer?
No. I was asking to Ifan basically.
Oh, sorry. So waiting because we have like 3, so I wasn't so sure like the question writes to whom. Yeah, like the first game of the match.
Yeah, so this game between Balaji and Dinara you see in my screen, yeah?
Yeah, I saw that. Like King's Gambit and Bishop C4, D6, D4. Yeah, I thought that you were mentioning that probably it will be occurred in the first game of the match. Then Nebo will try. Is that the question?
No, I was asking what do you think about the opening choice about
okay.
King's Gambit?
Well, That is kind of old-fashioned, at least to me. I mean, although it still exists nowadays as one of the opening choices, but I don't think we will see it very often, even in the rapid games. I don't think I need to mention the classical games. That's very rare in the top level. Almost disappeared, right? So even for the rapids, unlikely to see, but still people can try that in some bullets or speed chess. Let's put it this way. So therefore, yeah, sorry, go on.
Go on. No, go on. Please go on.
Yeah, therefore I thought that this is kind of the opening. If you studied once and realize how to deal with black pieces, that would be more or less okay. I mean, this is definitely a bit not very objective because there's still real battles, but I just felt like if you really want to achieve something with white pieces, you definitely need some very creative and brilliant ideas in the middle game, or very deep preparation. But if you just want a fight, want to show the beauty of chess, this is a good choice.
And I'm not very up to date with this d6 knight f6 theory. I know after bishop c4 there are many other moves like queen h4 is there. If I remember correctly, I think Sethu Raman in his course, Chessable course, he's suggesting knight c6, which is very interesting too. And after bishop c4, d6, d4, knight f6, I'm not 100% sure if Dinara is well prepared, because if you allow me to take on f4, then white has got the complete center control. So probably I would consider a move like knight e4 if I can make it work. I don't know if it is working at all.
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I agree with you that knight e4 is critical. Otherwise, if you take on f4, white's position may be very good. Oh, this is another option with queen h5, right? Or queen a2.
Yeah, I was calculating queen h5, but I don't know how does it go here. Also, maybe I do have queen e7 after all. I'm protecting both of them. So
at the same time, after queen a2, the only move is f5, right?
Absolutely, yeah. This looks like only move. So worst case scenario, right? I can just start collecting the pawns and eventually take this pawn. So that's like absolute. But if I don't take knight e4, I don't believe in moves like bishop e7 or anything. Yeah, black has to do something very concrete. g5 feels literally wrong when white has not played knight f3.
Or h4 maybe. Also interesting.
Yeah, then h4. By the way, we got a couple of moves here. We got bishop e6 takes bishop f4. I already like white at this point.
I have the question to you too. Have you ever played King's Gambit?
Ever in online chess? In online chess for sure, but not over the board. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I was also trying to figure out that I thought it doesn't happen in any of these series chess events so far.
There is another very interesting game where I would like to jump. This is a game between Vincent Kramer and Yali Sokolsky. So we got a Slav with e3 and a very main line, and this so-called modern treatment with long castle. Both of the players are playing reasonably fast. At first glance, I would say it is white who is doing better, but I could be wrong here. So castle. This is the current position we have on the front.
Still, it seems like the first glance might favors white, right? Because this h5 is coming, and it's not so clear where's the counterplay for black in case to, create the counterplay. So probably black could hope for some move like c5 at some
I would
moment.
love to play c5. I'm just very scared about d5. And also, h5 is a very serious threat. Yeah? You want to play h5, g5, maybe h6, and then probably throw e6 as well.
Yeah.
Anna, what would be your move here as black?
I would prefer to play with white pieces. I don't know. I don't like black's position at all. One more idea which comes to my mind is maybe bishop c4, especially after rook e8.
Wow.
I would say, yeah, threaten queen g6, and if b5, maybe even some sacrifice on f7. That's
So you want something like, let's say, bishop c4. Let's say I go knight b6 just to show the audience that you want to take, and okay, maybe some check. I don't know where.
Yeah, check and h5 again, just to open more.
Yeah, or maybe h5 first even.
Oh, that's very smart. That's really very smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks devastating actually. I'm not sure what computer says, but you know, without a machine, I would say white is winning. I mean, I don't see a way out. I'm never going to take this because okay, I'm going to get mated after this. And king g8, h6. Some point, some sacrifice will come. Yeah, even if I play a move like g3, then I'm threatening rook h8, queen h1, or no, then there is bishop h4. But yeah, I can just simply play queen g4 and take it easier.
Yeah, looks very dangerous for black.
Yeah, bishop c4 was very, very interesting. Meanwhile, h5 has been played, which is also equally strong, I must say. I actually don't see a way how black can defend this. Do I play knight f8, but then bishop will come to c4?
Yeah, I'm mainly surprised that many of the moves were played so quickly and to get this position.
Yeah, sure.
Not the best news for one of my students.
The h5 pawn has been captured. This.
Okay, this is just me.
Yeah.
Rook h5 will happen, and after g6, my blitz move would be bishop c4. And then think, and something will happen, right? I'm threatening queen g3, which could be made.
That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, the only move that I can think of is knight f8. I'm really spoiled of choice at this point. Rook h6, probably even rook. Actually, rook h1 should do. I mean, something like this should also be a mate.
Yeah, also rook f1, perhaps. Okay, maybe just many moves are winning here.
Yeah. Well, this game is, yeah, more or less. I'll be very surprised if it is any other results happens apart from white winning. Meanwhile, bishop c4 is on the board, by the way. Let's check some other game. Anna, what game would you like to check?
Well, what about Volodar Murzin versus Christopher Yu?
Okay, so here we got closed Sicilian and typical typical line when black plays on the queen side and white tries to create an attack on the king side. Any one of you play closed Sicilian? Actually, I realized I have almost never played closed Sicilian as white.
I used to play it quite often. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Anna, go ahead.
Yeah, I played it quite often when I was young, let's say. When I was a kid, but now I do play it from time to time, sometimes after knight c3, then knight f3 and transpose into the main lines. But mainly, yeah, I play knight f3 as the second move.
How about you? How about you, Ifan?
Sorry, it was disconnected. My poor internet. Well, I do play with black pieces. I face very often since Sicilian was one of my, let's say, main ones as black pieces. And for white, I think I played a few times, not very often. Let's say not the top 2 or top 3, but it happens more often than King's Gambit for sure.
By the way, do you think in this position G5 was a calculation mistake, or white actually spotted this and still opted for this? I mean, g5 looks very tempting. You want to play f6, but it has a forced sequence. Bishop is attacked, so we have to keep protection on the pawn on g5. And after bishop f4, e5, now we are losing this pawn, which makes the move f6 forced. And we get a position like this, and where we could not take with the knight because g5 pawn was hanging. So I'm wondering if white specifically aimed for this position or just got into this position.
That's a good question. I don't think, I mean, this position really favors white compared to the one before white moved the g pawn. Because it's like a lot of options, like knight f2, knight g3. I mean, even this move f5 earlier, I'm not sure it's very necessary to push. But maybe this was his idea. Try to fix the structure and keep the pressure and space advantage on the king side. But it seems a bit doubtful, to be honest, while black gets the e5 outpost, and in the meantime, he's very fast on the queen side.
Yeah, he also had to break it instantly before white could put his knight on h5. So which means now rooks will get exchanged on f5, probably even queen 2. So problem is I cannot even pin this rook. Yeah, it comes with a check.
And also you cannot go queen h4 here because there will be knight g6 in worst case.
That's actually true. Knight g6, because fg5 we wanted to take, and then if I take like this, g5, yeah, it's true.
Try to break the balance, but after knight g6, gf, rook f6, so doesn't work for white.
True. And just to show the audience that after queen h5, now we can actually take, because this time after rook f8, we don't take with the queen, we don't take with the king, but we take with the knight, keeping both the pawns protected. So f6, this looks like white is having some issues to solve. And also, if you look at the pawn structure, then this bishop on g2 kind of looks really poor, and the bishop on c8 feels stronger.
Yeah, probably white also not on time to move the knight to f2, and they're trying to control the f file.
True. Quickly, let's go back to the Vincent game. This reminds me of the famous, was it Fischer-Benko, where Fischer played rook f6?
In the Sicilian?
In the Sicilian, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely Fischer, but who was the opponent? I'm not sure.
I think it was Benko. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. This looks like mate to me. I'm actually very surprised that gf6 was played so quickly. Just when I was calculating why not to trade the queens. At least I don't get mated here. Did I miss something after queen f6? I have to take, right? I'm pieced down. Okay, that explains a lot, because rook f6 was rook into f6. It was not rook f6. Thank you. Thanks, Ifan. And yeah, here probably it's time to resign. The bar is going completely crazy at this point.
Yeah, good start for Vincent. Not such a good start for my student Yahli, but let's hope it's just the beginning of the tournament and he will come back and he will play many nice games in the next rounds.
Yeah. Let's see what else is going on.
What about Noridbeck?
Yeah, I was just going to get there. Yeah. Playing against Polina.
Every game you open, it's something sharp and something complicated. Maybe we can where we can, talk without thinking, because when you look at this position, you can't just say, oh, there is a weak square, there is a good line, bad line. You can just say, oh, king f1, look at that.
Yeah, we are getting positions like this. What can I say?
No, but it's interesting. I think we shouldn't complain. It's not like some boring Petrov or whatever. I think that is more interesting. So
yeah. So queen d2, yeah, he wants to get to queen f4, and now I guess after f4, the main issue is to take here. And when we are not in time to play f3 break, what would be your instinct here, Ifan? What move would you consider first?
Knight d8.
Knight d8. That's a very smart move. Threatening f5, f4, f3, opening up the bishop, and making sure that after queen f4, which white would love to play, knight is coming to e6. For knight d8, my instant reaction would be to play d5, blocking the bishop and taking away the square, and try to get my knight to d4 at least.
Yeah, that's annoying. I was thinking like knight f7, knight goes to e5 or g5, but maybe that's just super slow.
Yeah, at least I'm happy that there is no immediate f4, f3 happening, so that it gives time to consolidate maybe a little bit.
Okay, knight g5. Maybe still some compensation there.
So sorry, once again, this line, yeah, knight d4, knight g5 you want, yeah?
Yeah, to prevent knight jumps to e6.
We got something similar in the game. In the game, queen g7 happened, renewing the threat of f4, and white decided not to play queen f4 for some reason. Instead, he started with d5. I mean, my first preference would have been queen f4 here, waiting for knight d8 and only then play d5. Instead, white played the move d5, and after knight d5, went for knight d4. Well, in a way, makes sense. We are threatening knight e6. f4 happened, and this is the current position. I have a very strong feeling this move was missed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say so, because it looks quite obvious that black didn't blunder the exchange, and queen h7 is the only. Also, by the way, also queen g6 I think was possible. It looks more fancy.
Yeah, queen g6 would have been actually very smart, yeah? And then you just pick up, and then again it's still mate is threatened. Oh, that was very sharp, Emma. Queen g6 was really a nice move, where we cannot take because it's mate, and otherwise we take on h5. But even after queen h7, I don't see how we are going to stop f3. It looks like a complete massacre to me. I mean, there is this knight on e6, but it looks more like a showpiece, not doing much.
Okay, first we have to move the rook from b1 and then think what we do with the knight. Okay, rook d1.
So this is the current position.
Did you have to take on g2 immediately?
I wouldn't have, and I would have spent some time on calculating queen takes h5. I mean, wait a second, does that actually work? How are you going to stop the mate actually?
King e1.
King, no, but then I
But
queen.
then take and take on g2.
So basically you take first, you first take here, and then play king e1. I do have a, oh no, I don't have a draw. Well, I have a draw, not sure.
Well, maybe just play rook h1 and then rook h8.
Yeah, rook h1 and rook h8, that's true. And then renew the threat of rook takes f1. But yeah, I definitely missed it.
f4 here. Okay. Maybe h5 works.
Who knows, yeah. But these rapid games, it moves so fast that if we analyze the move that has not happened, we miss the game somehow.
Yeah, but queen h5 was really nice.
Yeah. So bishop d, without thinking, I have to take here. There's just no other choice.
Okay, yeah, maybe bishop d5 has been missed. It seems like.
So you're saying, okay, these two squares I cannot go because it's fork. That leaves this square, which runs into queen takes h1, that is off. So king g3 is the only remaining square by elimination. Where is the mate? So if you give check, Where do I go? I feel so
King
scared. Okay, H2 is mate.
only move. Yeah, maybe
And then-
G3. G3,
Yeah.
Queen G5.
G3 should be mate. Yeah.
Queen G5.
And you could not take here. Yeah. Somewhere I read queen and knight makes good combination. We can't. Yeah. Can we?
Okay, Queen f6 is at least a draw, right? So
Yeah, queen f6 is at least a draw. And intuition tells that this position is should be lost for white. Actually, while we are here, let's just quickly check.
King H6.
King h6, I thought queen f6, but you just stay here, yeah? No, let me take the knight.
I can take the knight. Oopsie.
We are in that position, by the way. This is the current position. I have a feeling rook h5 will not happen on the board. They repeated once. So how can I mate here? G3 looks tempting. There is h6 and there is no h6 because of queen g4.
I think Queen G5 is the only move after G3.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe we just capture the knight back on f8 with the rook. Certainly rook f4, and if you play fg3, then we could even try to take the bishop.
But then I'm not sure, yeah? Like, maybe we are running too much risk. Also, at the end of the variation, I have check, and I'm picking up the knight.
No. This is a bit too much.
Probably the game will end in a draw.
yeah, it's already finished.
It's already finished, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I see on your screen, actually.
Sorry? Oh, that's what I see on my screen. Okay. That tells me about my skill of following the games. Okay. Anna, you know what? I'll give you a nice position.
Oh.
Check this. No tactics is happening.
Okay, this position I am sure black is better. So I am completely convinced about that.
Yeah, here I think Leon will. I mean, the king will start entering at some point. Yeah, king e5 instantly played.
Yeah, the king wants to get g3.
Yeah, move the bishop somewhere, but he'll probably definitely play bishop f1. Like, no matter where I move the bishop, then there will be bishop f1, so that.
Or maybe bishop d2 here.
Yeah, bishop d2 is a very nice move, I think, because now when you play this, I just take the knight. And with this king invasion, I don't think black is going to survive. Sorry, white is going to survive.
Not knight a4? Okay. I was thinking like after taking knight a4.
Okay. Sure. That too. By the way, knight b4 on the board.
Yeah, still it looks quite bad for white.
Yeah. This is disaster. The knight is totally stuck, yeah?
Yeah, the only chance is kind of some time pressure, but it's very easy to make the moves for black, so I think white will survive here.
And also, all the pawns are protected. The only pawn that is not protected is h6, but white can never get there. So white wants to put his king on d2 and say, okay, I will try to hold this position.
I think that's the best practical choice. Otherwise, white was just collapsing.
True. I would play bishop c8, bishop d7, and at least improve the bishop first and then think. Actually, maybe get the bishop here and play h5 at some point.
Oh, that's very good.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's a very good plan, because I think white will stay with bishop d1, bishop e2. And after pushing h5, we'll prove our position a lot.
Yeah, I mean, bishop will come to h5, and at some point, yeah, e5 will happen. Slowly.
Yeah, that was I mentioned before. Seems like they won on time.
Sorry? Who won on time?
Late India.
Oh, Black lost on time?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
very painful.
move after king b2.
Wow.
That's
I just cannot imagine this. But wait a second, there is increment, right, for move?
Yeah, there's increment. So not sure if this is the issue of transmission or that's exactly what happened.
Maybe he lost the connection.
Yeah, it has to be this because I cannot imagine like with even if you have 1 second increment, you are never going to lose this position on time. I mean, any professional player will not lose. They will just play something bishop a8, bishop c8.
Yeah,
Wow.
it reminded me because yesterday and even the day before, since both of them are in my group, I remember that Leo had a bad internet connection. He disconnected a few times during 90 minutes. So probably that's yeah.
Wow. Are there any other games going on right now? Yeah, I see one game. Oh, no, 2 games actually going. No, only one game. Yeah, Dinara's game is going on. Oh, my first response is completely winning.
No, that's definitely winning, but it
Just
requires some time.
push the pawns. Get your pawns to. Oh, not there, not like that. Get your pawns to g4. g3 will happen at some point.
No, Surya, but there is another strategy. You make 50 moves, then you play g6. Then you make 50 moves, then you play g5. And then again.
Anna, if this actually happens, you will be the only one who will be talking. Both me and Ikan will keep silent.
No, but she has already played g5, so she wants to win quickly because because you know something may happen with the connection. So if you know how to win the position, then better just to win it instead of torturing your opponent and also saving the energy for the next rounds.
That is a very valid point.
Okay, maybe g4, and then if the same happened with the pawn on g4, then the knight doesn't have so many moves.
King e3, g4.
And now she started to collect time, so my plan is working. Yeah, Balaji is representing the US, I think. At least that what was written from the very beginning, but he's originally from India. Do you know him or not?
No, I don't know him personally. Of course, his name is Indian. I have heard his name, but yeah, I don't have much information about him at a personal level. So why is I would rather like to play g4 when white is not getting this check. That's for sure. Ifan, what would be your strategy to win this position?
Yeah, g4 at some moments, and now she plays it.
So you take
it on g4 and just try to let the king in. That should be winning.
Move like maybe rook d1 and king f2. Rook d5.
Rook d5, king g1.
True. Now again knight f1 is threatened. Well, that's why I wanted rook d1 and play rook e1. Control the e4 square and then go to f2. But you know, she is probably waiting for king h2 and then king f2, but there is always knight h1 check.
Yeah, also knight e4 was possible. I remember that once I played some Spanish league, and there was exactly the same ending. First was 2 pawns, then they moved to 1 pawn, and they played very, very long. And somehow black won in the end, but it was quite a long game.
But if white remains as knight h1 g3, what is the winning plan?
So knight h1, let's say here.
Yeah.
Can I do something like this here and then play rook a5?
Maybe you just
And then next I want to play rook a3.
yes, then threatening g3.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this is the current position, knight g3. Still no progress actually, because now I see knight f1 check, king f4, king f2.
Yeah, so my proposal to, not to push these pawns very quickly probably not be was probably not the worst idea, because if you don't know how to win this, and when you have 15 seconds and you have to take the decision, and you always have to bear in mind that maybe it's already close to 50 moves, then it's becoming stressful. So maybe she had to do it a little bit slower earlier, and then think how she's going to. Because
now at least white will be forced to play g3, I think. White doesn't. Because there is knight f5 check, and after king g5, knight g3, is it a threefold repetition already? Okay, not yet.
Yeah, because it's automatical, yeah?
Yeah, it should be automatic, yeah. Yeah, this is what, like, now, with the rook on a5, once king h4 happens, white will be forced to play g3 at some point. Yeah, now play king h4. Knight has to move, then you go rook a. He finally got it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
There is no way to avoid. So now that I'm forced to play g3, where do I put my knight? Can I do this actually? Knight h1 here, g3, and keep my knight on f2. Actually, how do you win this now? Should be winning somewhere, but
this may even be a draw, I would say.
because I'm just maintaining now, yeah. Actually, we got something similar, by the way, in the game. So knight is coming to f2.
So maybe we need something like with the king on e5 and then take on f2. And then, I mean,
at some point, yeah, at some point. Yeah. But the problem is, how do you get your king to e5? So only if I play king g2 now, you play king e5, and you want something like this, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I don't play king g2, if I play king g1, then I'm actually stopping king e5. And here you cannot get into king pawn endgame. Now there is no opposition.
Maybe I can try to bring the rook to f3. Will it help me?
It might, but the game had some very interesting moment. Black just blundered.
Oh. Oh, okay, now there is nothing to talk about.
No, there is nothing really to talk about. But I'm kind of curious at this point. Ifan, what do you think about this position?
Which position? I think now I'm looking at the current one. This one, yeah. I was just thinking about the stroke a8, rook g8 idea. Of course, without rook h8, I'm not sure. But it's hard. No, the stroke maneuver was not helping. Okay.
I found one idea. Like, could I do something like this? Does it help or not?
Yeah, that's what I wanted, because now it's a kind of a Zugzwang.
Yeah.
Take 3.
Yeah, and then I want to play king e5.
Then the king moves.
So at least I stop knight f2. When knight f2, king f2, this is winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so you probably would get to some other square. But where? Like knight f4, for example. Okay, now my king is at least coming.
Now
so
it seems winning.
Draw. Sorry?
Now it seems winning.
I'm pretty sure all these positions are possible to check in table base. But
Yeah, if we move the pawns to g4 and g5, and let's say if white has the knight on f3 and king on g3, so exactly the same, but just one line up, then it should be a draw. But here, due to this idea of transforming the game, into the end game with rook f2, I think thanks to this idea, black maybe win here.
Yeah, I'm just confirming with table plus it's making 26 in the current position.
Mm-hmm.
And rook f3 is in fact the strongest move. It says rook f3. And exactly the variation we saw after knight h3, king e5. In fact, the best move according to computer is to play knight f2 when, yeah, as we said, this king pawn endgame is completely lost.
Yeah, okay, the best is quite subjective because the computer is trying to play like the best move, but maybe it's not the most practical choice.
That's true, that's true. So Ifan, tell us about your experience once again, with whom you are working in this tour, and yeah, we get to see some of your videos, but still, how is your experience?
Yeah, we have like 4 players in my group, but one of the players didn't. I think is reserved, and here we get 3, and 2 of them we have just checked the game, Leon and Lei Tingjie, and the other player is Jonas. Yeah, and so far we had like 13 sessions. Yeah, kind of. And in general, I thought I think they have their specialties. For example, some are good at calculation, some are good at positionals, and actually you could sense about that when you see, how they react in a certain positions. I thought that's a good way to actually explore and maybe, let's say, try to fill in some content that would help them with the other side. Yeah, so that was something in general.
Right, right. We say here, challenge yourself. You can. The motto is train like a champ and play like a champ. So once again, to our viewers, you can actually see all these videos by Huifan, Anna, Arthur Kogan, Boris Gelfand. I took some class. Juvenum took some classes, and all these videos are available as long as you're Chess24 premium members. You can get access to these videos. You can see how the young players are working with us. And that way you can train like a champ and play like a champ. So
yeah, also there is a reminder that right at the moment we have Gelfand free lesson. I think it's available even if you're not a premium member, so just go and check all these videos. Of course, they are for a bit high level, but even if you are a lower rated player, I think it will be interesting to see how stronger players are training, and also get something for yourself, some knowledge, some interesting positions. I think it's quite interesting to check for everyone.
Absolutely. And Boris Gelfand needs no introduction. I am a big fan of his work personally. He wrote some fascinating books also. My personal favorite is still the first one, the positional decision making. And then he continued to write 4 total books, and all of them are gem. Absolutely precious. So yeah, and I just also got another information that indeed Leon got disconnected. So there were some internet issue after all. Pity. What to do?
Yeah, let's hope he will manage to solve the problems and he will be able to play the next games today and in the next, also in the next rounds, like tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, and until Sunday, all 4 days that the tournament is going.
Right. So, by the way, I'm just curious how that game ended. It was pretty straightforward, yeah? So we saw until here, rook h5 happened. Threatening mate. And black resigned because of what? Check and bishop e4 or bishop f7. Maybe everything. Or bishop f7, rook g8.
Any move wins.
Yeah, absolutely. Any move wins. So what is it? Okay, apparently we are not still 100% sure about the result between the Balaji game. Wait, Balaji game? Seriously? This game? This game look like a completely drawn position to. It's a draw, right? Okay, okay. Because this looked like a draw completely. What else? What other games we missed? Wow, this looks interesting. We never saw this one, no?
No, we saw that game somewhere in the beginning. It was with this attack, I think, f5, g5.
Right. So we saw here. Black's position looks great with this knights.
Yeah, the king is too weak, and also the pawn structure, and everything is falling apart.
Yeah. What would be your evaluation here, Ifan?
At this point, like the queen versus two rooks.
Yes.
Oh well, it seems like better for, or much better for black, or maybe
Yeah,
just
okay.
because you get extra pawn on g7, which is actually very important, because if you bring this extra pawn to the e file or maybe other files, when your king is also under exposure, maybe the rooks could create some checks or maybe counterplay. But when your king is safer compared to the white king, and you still have higher pawns on the queen side, that should be decisive.
Right. Meanwhile, on the screen, we have the results actually. 3 games black won. Vincent won, Leitinji won against Leon. That was on time. Volodor lost to Christopher Yu. Sarah Khadim lost to Baer. And Maurice lost to Carissa.
Yeah, I think we didn't see the game of Carissa. Maybe if we have time, we can check it.
Sure. I mean, the only thing is right now I don't see it on the screen, so not sure if the viewers are seeing. Yeah, now they're. Oh, so this was another close Sicilian.
Almost. It started with knight f3
Almost,
second move, and then knight c3. And then suddenly white didn't play d4, what was quite surprising.
Mm-hmm. Somehow black got pretty much everything he wanted, yeah? Like these knights are not doing much. Black got d5 break.
Yeah, the combination of knight on h2 and the rook on a2, I think it was not ideal for white.
It's trying something, but it, has the game started, by the way? Next round already started. So anyways, yeah, we'll come back to this game later if we get time, which I slightly doubt. And meanwhile, the next game started. Okay. So let's start with Dragon. Mr. Anish Giri, where are you? Oh, this is accelerated Dragon, but it got transposed into some sort of Dragon. Anish did a good course on Chessable, by the way, on Dragon.
How do you know about all that? Are you checking all the Chessable courses?
Well, I check everything. Yeah, whatever is available, I'm just checking. And if Anish is making something, also you check in Chessable, you also get approximately 150 Twitter tweets on that, so you cannot miss it.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, if I remember correctly, he is, after all, suggesting some sort of knight d4 and bishop e6. At least in the main line, that's what he was suggesting, with knight d4, bishop e6. I have absolutely no recollection of theory here. So Ifan, you take us from here.
I'm also in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. Okay, bishop e6 long castle. I was thinking that maybe white could try to capture the e6 and playing with that pawn structure, because after long castle, if bishop b3, which pawn to take back?
cb3. This you always take cb3. You put king b1, and then never we don't get any attack on the king side. A very classical game, Anand versus Tivyakov, long back. I don't even remember which year it was. Maybe 98, 99. But yeah, that was a very famous game, Anand Tivyakov. cb3 would be the most natural way. In fact, this is the reason black will rather not take on b3 so quickly.
Yeah, he played b5 then b4.
Yeah, b5, b4 happened in the game. From what I know is white will play knight d5. And let's say at some point, yeah, just take ed5. And even if you go knight d7, just start attacking on the king side. This would be, I don't know, this or g4. That would be the most logical way. Even for knight d5, I would I'll take here and then try to open up the king side. And I'm actually baffled with this move knight e2, unless I was blundering into something. I mean, knight d5 is such a thematic move here. Was I blundering something or not?
No, I don't think that you were blundering something. Also, with the queen on a5, it looks quite nice because the queen on a5 stops black from playing a5, a4, which is also good for white.
Maybe it is this. Maybe something like this is what black would want to do. And try to get a5, a4 quickly. But yeah, I'm not sure about this knight e2 move. And now takes on b3. But this cb3 is different. If we compare the other cb3, for example, here, already b5, b4, I could even think about playing knight e4. But current position?
Yeah, I still think that c takes b3 is better than a takes b3, because with a takes b3, let's say if you gain queen b5 and then a5, a4, it's much more dangerous than after c takes b3.
That is absolutely, I totally agree on this. I mean, you want queen b5, a5, a4. All right, let's Ifan, your call. What game should we look at?
Any game. Let's try to pick some. Maybe this one.
Which one?
I saw one h5, which seems wild. Which game is it?
Hannah, this time I'm not responsible for picking up a non-strategical game. Yeah, this is Ifan to be blamed for.
Okay, I'll forgive that. I think that's an interesting choice, and maybe that's the most exciting position right now, which we can which we could choose.
Yeah,
all the games.
I know this opening. I just don't know what is the name of this opening. I have absolutely no idea what is. I'm very bad with opening names. There are so many games in this area. I have mostly seen bishop b4 check and f5. This move knight e3 is of course playable, but not as popular as other moves, I think. Here, honestly, I don't know what is the theory. Complete silence in the stream because we are thinking.
Yeah, we are thinking, but I think like the moves that were made, they were not forced, and there were quite many options before. Like I don't know. I thought about maybe knight e3, queen d3. Why not there? and also some other thoughts.
True. There were so many questions, and there's also this knight c3. I'm not fully convinced.
Yeah, the difference is that with queen d3 after bishop b4, I could play bishop d2.
e2. Also,
yeah,
on number of occasions, you just go king e2.
Yeah,
this is also one of the way, yeah.
But queen d4?
Yeah.
Ah, that's the point, yeah? That's the point, right, you're true. I missed knight c4.
But here bishop d2 looks nice.
So take, you want to just take with the queen, yeah?
Let's say so.
Why not, yeah?
Yeah, c5 is the threat, and then...
I agree. I don't know what is the theory, but this is the current position we have on the board.
So nothing changed, yeah?
Nothing really changed. White is thinking. Ifan, your thoughts here. How would you play here as white?
Yeah, that's a tough decision. As we see that White spent quite already a couple of minutes here. I guess probably he needs to play g takes h5 because if you cannot keep this pawn structure, the important thing is trying to gain tempos and maybe to get the time played bishop d2 short long castle, but he played a3.
Yeah, a3. So he's clearly indicating that if you take here, I want to take with the pawn, yeah?
But if bishop
e7, right? Oh, no,
yeah.
2. Ah, he saw a trick. Rook b1, there is knight c1. And I'm winning this pawn. So white will probably play bishop e3 here. That looks like the only move to me.
Yeah, bishop e3, maybe c5 rook b1.
Or queen f5, yeah? Take the pawn.
Yeah.
c5, if rook b1?
I was thinking like bishop b7, trying to gain some tempos, and maybe nothing after rook g1.
Would you actually take this?
Yes, and bishop g2 castle.
So bishop g2, I wanted to play bishop b7. However, this did not happen. In the game, queen a5 and rook b1 on the board. Ifan, have you ever considered, or Anna, also to you, have you ever considered doing a chessable course?
Maybe for me, I will try to watch some of it first, like the one you mentioned with Anish and others, because I've heard that many top players have made their courses at the chess table, but due to the connection here, actually it's very slow when we open those links. So maybe I'll try to find a good time and do some explorations first.
Excellent. Anna, how about you? Any thoughts?
Yes, I think that's possible, and that would be interesting. To be honest, I haven't recorded any video yet.
Ever, yeah?
Ever. I mean, like a long video. I mean, I recorded some series or some episodes for chess base, but not like a long video, like for hours or on some topics. So yeah, I can consider that, but I also realize that it will require quite a lot of time to collect the material and also to think how to make it, how I want to explain the material which will be in that video. And also, of course, it will be necessary to find some good timing because now, okay, there are tournaments. I also have trainings with the juniors, also some other projects. So yeah, some technical questions.
True. By the way, do you think this knight is completely dead and it is time to resign for black?
Maybe G3.
I can ignore. I can play rook b4.
You find, but Surya asked about the knight.
No, I was trying to create the rook h2, then pass pawn h2.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but then bishop g2. I was trying to connect with the move bishop a6, but it turned out to be unsuccessful. Not on time. Oh, by the way, maybe bishop a6 here. Okay, for queen b5. Oh.
So your next move is bishop b5, yeah?
Yeah. Was trying to protect this poor knight on a4.
Yeah. So g3 is a smart way to do it. I agree.
I'm not sure if this is.
Maybe. But if I play bishop g2, then you want to play. Maybe I should keep more control. Okay, let me do something like
a bishop e2. Okay, yeah, that's even better. How about bishop a?
I'm just out of curiosity. I'm looking at a position like this, and suddenly I see actually nobody moves apart from this pawn. Actually, thanks to this pawn, otherwise after queen c4, black could claim stalemate. But thanks to this pawn, there will be some resource, yeah, like rook b8 or.
Also, bishop a6 tactics. So you didn't stop.
Sorry, come again?
No, just after queen c4, I think there was still bishop a6.
True.
In the very end.
Ifan, it seems, you mentioned that you have to leave. Would you mind doing a quick roundup? Like we just go through all the position and you just tell us your evaluation.
Yeah, sure.
Or predict the result. That would be fun.
Yeah, predict the result. Yeah.
It would be very hard.
Okay.
But this one is kind of clear, no? This one looks like in favor of black, clearly. Much better.
I think I would say this is 50-50, depending on Leon's internet connection.
Okay. That's for the other 50. I was wondering how this 50 came from.
How about this one?
Wow. In a few seconds. Looks like black is doing more than okay. Sounds like good winning chances for black. I mean,
so
first
2 games we played. Then we have Dinara versus Juzina. We just need one more piece on d7, then it will be so nice on d5.
Again, I feel like it's doing well for black. I'm not saying black is better, but cannot imagine black can be worse.
Yeah.
Due to all these pings and the pressure on the centers, the rook on d3, queen on c2, that's all the problems that white needs to solve.
And I feel you have to make a course on black side. Every position I show, you are saying black is better.
That shows my preference. Well, joking only for this particular round, maybe. This one definitely not for black. Oh, well.
Wait, piece down, right?
Yes. But maybe some counterplay.
You're spotting this, yeah?
Yeah, you cannot capture back the b6 with a queen. And then you cannot create the blocks along the b file.
But
and also is a strat.
And take with the rook. And then probably I would think about something like bishop d3, bishop c2.
Yeah, that's a great plan.
In the game, bishop d3 was played, by the way.
That is also very good.
So this one for white then, at least one?
Guess white will win this one.
Okay. So we have, 4 more. So this is Christopher versus
Some pressure. I was worried if I would wake up tomorrow morning. I started to check the result, and I found all the expectations were the opposite. Okay. Again, black, isn't it?
I mean, I would not blame white if white resigns right at this moment.
Yeah, especially on within seconds.
Yeah.
Seems like hopeless.
All right. So black is seriously doing okay. I also made a course from black side. This is the reason actually.
And this one the same.
Gosh, yeah, because this is a backward pawn, knight is coming to a good square, and black has a better pawn structure. And this knight is really odd. All right, so
But much better. Yeah.
how about this one?
This okay. We did some calculation here. It's not so clear. Bishop c5.
Bishop f8 is possible. We cannot take.
Even bishop f8. Yeah, I missed that.
But queen h4. Oh, I just did not notice until now that this is a legal move. That changes everything for me.
Yeah, there's a bishop c5, queen f2. Maybe white is hoping for some fe, then f6. Well, this requires some calculation. It's hard to say, to be honest.
Okay, I would pick black here. So the final one.
Maybe e5, d3 capture. There are some good equaling chances. This one? Again, it's winning for black, isn't it?
So let's get this on record. You are saying 7 games black will win. 1 game white is going to win.
Is that high? Well, let's put it maybe more reasonable, 5, something like that, because they will feel that black is better. Not sure if it could win, but the only clear better position for white maybe is the one we checked before, the Sicilian. I also don't know the name of the opening. Just this C6, AB6 with a piece up. Yeah, that one should be winning for white.
Right. All right. Thanks for being here with us. It was fantastic to get your insight, and wish you good luck for your upcoming projects.
Thank you, Surya. It was a great pleasure to join the commentary. Unfortunately, due to this time here, it's like 11 something. Cannot stay longer, but I'll check later and enjoy the commentary. Thank you. See you then.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye. It was nice to see you. See you next time.
Yeah, that was really fun with her excellent understanding and calculation. So Anna, what do you say?
Yes, I was happy to see Fanny again because I think we commented together on the first Challengers tournament, but then on the second we commentated on different days, so we didn't see each other. And it has been quite long since I saw her at the tournament, and it's really a pity. Because we used to see each other very, very often, like playing all these top female events and meeting very often. But now, due to the pandemic, due to the fact that traveling is more difficult, we don't have this opportunity. Though chess life is kind of resuming, and now we have more events, so we hope to see each other more and more often.
Right.
Meanwhile, I am not sure if there was any result, but definitely many of the positions have been changed. Many of the moves have been played. And for example, looking at this game between Carissa Yip and Leon Mendonca, I think White's position improved a lot. And I'm sure White is not worse anymore, which is good news because, I have to support Carissa. She's one of my students, and it's great that she somehow managed to survive here, to trade the queens, and now I think her position is okay. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this position is It's very sharp. I would say all three results are possible, and yeah, it would be impossible to say who is better. But if I have to pick a color here, I would rather pick white because of the simple reason uh, the side where I have more pawns, there I'm more advanced.
Mhm.
So for that simple reason, I would rather pick white here. Also, I feel white's moves are relatively easier than black.
Yeah, maybe now some h3 and then start pushing the pawns with a4, b5.
Sure, yeah, you want to take with this pawn so that otherwise, after fg4, oh, h4? Seriously?
Yeah, I thought about g takes h5 and then if rook h5, then h4, but h4 right now I didn't think about. Though during one of the sessions I showed games where these tricks were missed. So maybe they are watching these sessions, And
Yeah, so I
h4
guess the point is,
interesting.
okay, after takes, you want to take and you're attacking here. And if I take this pawn, then rook g4 is also pretty straightforward. I like black's move also, rook h8. He's saying, okay, you want to take the pawn, take it, but then I will queen this pawn. So hg5, h4, this actually looks scary to me. I'm expecting g takes h5 at this point, nothing else.
Yeah, also she's running out of time, which is not good news. Maybe just, I don't know, g takes h5 the safest.
Yeah, this game will fizzle out because white will start pushing at some point. Black will start pushing his pawns.
Well, maybe just objectively a draw, but many things.
But there are tricks. There are tricks. Like, for example, if you play a4, there is this move rook g3. Ah, no, you have rook g4. Okay, so because I was thinking otherwise this pawn is lost. f4, I'll take on f4. But by the way, that's what happened in the game. Yeah, this will most likely end in a draw. Let's check some other games. Trying to find something. This time Balaji won.
Oh, which game? This one. Oh, that's. How did that happen?
Yeah, this I'm very, very curious.
c4 was missed more. Very, very.
Yeah, c4 was missed.
Yeah, nice destruction. Yeah, bishop c4, bishop b7, and there is no bishop e4 anymore.
Wow, and there is no mate. Is that for real? Bishop f2, there is king d8.
Yeah, but we are rook down, so
Sorry?
that can be.
Sorry?
We are rook down. If we had one rook more on the board.
True. Wow. Okay, let's check some live games actually. Noribek versus Baer. Yeah, this one. Isn't it mate after queen e3? Well, that ended pretty quickly. Hg4 and resigns.
Yeah, that's game over.
Is there any other game that is going on?
S2 castle Jujiner? Yeah.
Yeah. Are you? Sorry?
Yeah, we have many.
Yeah, true.
Oh, Carissa is going to make a draw as far as I can see. Yes, on pawn endgame.
Yeah. By the way, in general, do you prefer bishop or knight?
Oh, when you're down to 15 seconds, maybe better to have the knight because it's a very tricky piece. Though I wouldn't say that, I am kind of a bishop or knight lover because there are some players who are clearly playing better with one of these pieces. But for me, I don't know. I think it depends on the position. And yeah, as far as I know, also the knight with the queen is a dangerous combination when there is attack, but here we don't have it. I don't know, the bishop is coming on to d5, and that bishop will be quite a strong piece at the same time.
Just f6.
Yeah, f6 and getting the knight to e5 is also an interesting idea. Also, at some moment, we may push a4 and try to create a pass pawn. So,
Also curious about this actually. Why is this bad for me?
no, the endgame should be definitely good for black, I think.
And if you do not take, I put my knight on c5. I mean, only black can be better. No, I prefer black heavily in this position.
I think I would prefer black too, though maybe objectively it should be more or less also okay for white.
Actually, after queen e5, if white do not take on e5, I don't know how he's going to survive this.
Between d2, knight c5, bishop d5, something like that.
But this looks so bad, yeah? Like this queen is completely fixed. I mean, even if I make a move like queen c3,
Queen
no, queen
f4?
c3 on f4, queen c3 on queen f4, yeah. So I have to be a little bit more precise here. I'm actually thinking seriously, can I do this?
Yeah, it's quite committal. f6, you're weakening the king. Maybe I'll play h4 myself.
No, I start with g5.
I start with g5. Maybe queen d1.
Yeah, but it's clear already that it is white who is, for example.
Yeah, I agree.
White is struggling, yeah. All right, so let's check some other position.
This one. Oh, the king on a5. King a5. The move that won the game.
Yeah. Actually, white won this game. No, but I want to first check some of the live games and then actually get to the other games.
Polina Shuvalova is playing.
It looks like a dead draw to me.
Yeah, kind of black is better, but
I'll just start giving checks. Yeah, that's the problem.
yeah, it should be a draw.
Yeah, just constant checks and just no way to escape. Oh, so then this is practically the only game.
So this one and Dinara.
And this one and Dinara. Yeah, these are the only games.
So girls are playing until the very end. Dinara versus Zuzina, and here we have Polina. Real fighters.
Yeah. Okay, I'm expecting this game will end instantly. Meanwhile, by the way, we got this exact same position. How did the game go? She gave a check and played queen e5. Okay, this I would not have done. I really like g5 at this point. Because after h4, I think white more or less consolidated. Here I don't see how to make progress anymore.
Now I start to like white after queen e3, especially because
I think this was the moment for black. At this point, g5 is the move.
Oh, she lost on time?
Again? Wow.
Maybe we have to wait until we get some official information, because here it seems like Sadokasu won on time.
Oh, yeah, I cannot imagine like losing this position on time. Okay, so that means only one game left.
Now it's not so drawish, yes, as it was. The G pawn somehow disappeared. How did that happen, by the way?
It's actually a good question. So, here.
But maybe you could try to play rook g8, at least to try to make black play a3, a2, so that the pawn is closer to us, and then it will be easier.
King d4 even, yeah?
Or, yeah.
But yeah, okay, this is the current position. It also feels this should be a draw, actually.
Yeah, I agree with you, though. I mean, sometimes you're like playing, it's like a drawish position, then you miss something, then you feel like, okay, but it still should be a draw, then you miss something again, and then it's not a draw anymore. So better to play precisely and not to create problems for ourselves before, it gets problematic. Oh, unfortunately, we got the confirmation that, now it's official, Zhuzhiner lost on time. And it's already the second game for today.
Anna, can you please tell me why rook takes a4 was not played?
Rook c3, king b2.
This is trivial, right?
Yeah, okay. But when you have only 10 seconds, you may see that, but you may be afraid to play that move.
But now this is dead loss because it's rank cutoff. It resigns at this point. d4 is happening. d4 and resigns.
Anything. Yeah, because if the king was on a2 or b2, it was a draw. It would be a draw, but with the king on a4, it's lost, as the king is cut.
King is cut, and basically you just skip the king cut and you just push the pawn all the way down. Yeah, it's very pity. I think the game slipped exactly here. Again, I don't have computer, but it feels, rook a4, this looked trivial. And this is for sure lost. There's just nothing doing. And soon we'll reach the famous Lucena position. Like this plays rook c7, king d1, d2.
Surya, what do you think? Where do the juniors make mistakes most often, in your opinion?
Endgames?
I mean, like looking at the games, we have already had 2 tournaments. This is the 3rd one. So what do you think? Where do the juniors make mistakes most often? In which parts of the game? And what are you trying, which topics are you trying to work on with your own students?
So first of all, here I would like to say that I also said this number of times that I think I have to sign a contract with all my students. And that should be like, if I am playing with you guys and if I offer draw anytime, you have to accept. You cannot say no. Because, for example, I'm teaching Gukesh, Nihal, and Sara and Jansai. And also in Pro Chess training, I'm teaching Prag and many other young players. But Gukesh, for example, recently he defeated me thrice, one in some online rapid and twice in classical tournament. So after that I'm saying like, if you learn from me, you cannot come and beat me. It's not fair somehow. But I would say it is still endgames where they're making most of the mistakes. But recently things have changed a lot because they're also getting this trainings, right? I mean, at absolutely highest level, they're getting trainings. I remember when we became Grandmaster, we had very poor knowledge of endgame, very poor. But compared to that, if we look at youngsters today, they have much more knowledge on endgames. So definitely they are much stronger than how at least I was at their age. There's just no comparison at all. But still, if I have to pick a topic, I would say endgames and classics. Actually, I'm very surprised. Many times I show them some very famous positions, but they're not aware. So I would say knowledge is not something which is their biggest strength, but this can be improved. But they're very hardworking. Their intuition is very strong. So all those things kind of takes care. How about you? What do you think?
Yes, I think I'll agree with you on many of the points. And I also watched your videos and I was kind of surprised I didn't know many of the classical games because for us, okay, you're a little bit older than me, but we are more or less from the same generation, let's say. And I was also surprised, like when I saw that it's like some, for our generation, it's the game that everyone knows and they don't know about it. On the other hand, I started to calculate and I understand that when this game was played, they were just like 7, 6, 8 years old. And obviously for them at that time, they were not following these games very closely. So they kind of missed that period. At the same time, I also agree with you that They are nice students. I also have very good students. I'm happy with the ones I got. They are hardworking. They like chess. They want to study and learn something new. They are coming for the lessons and they are like, oh, let's let's have something new today. So yeah, and also about the end games, I agree they are better. They are quite good for their age. Though there are still something to improve. Maybe also the middle games I would point out, because some of the structures, especially, they are young, yeah, and you have to understand they haven't had so much of experience, and then they haven't had so much time to try different openings, different structures, yeah. So in some of the areas, like especially which they play, they have quite deep knowledge, or while let's say some structures which they don't play, they may not be so much familiar with. So also I try to do some lessons on the structures with my students.
True. I remember initially when I was working with many of these strong younger players, I was trying to come up with some very original material and all. And then at some point when I started asking casually, what are your classical knowledge, like, starting from whether it's Botvinnik, Alekhine, or even, Kasparov, Karpov. At some point I realized I can actually show them even Kasparov, Topalov from vacancy and this Rook D4.
Yeah.
And even that is a classic for them, because they were like, really, they didn't know how to play chess at that point. So for them, literally everything is classic. So
yeah, I remember you even showed some of the examples from the candidates 2013, and for me it's like, it was almost yesterday, and I still remember many of the games, and they were like, what is that? Yeah, studying the classics is fine, though many of the ideas you may also see not only like the same ideas, not only in the classical games, but from the games which were played in these new days.
Sure.
Yeah, I have got a message that there will be a few minutes break for the players.
Yeah, we can take a very short break and be back.
Yeah.
Want to raise your chess to a new level? Challenge Yourself is an exclusive, innovative experience designed for Chess24 Premium members. Train like a champ with a unique set of lessons prepared by the coaches of the challengers. Boris Girlfriend and Co. will help you improve your chess. Play a champ. Play a grandmaster each day in Banter Blitz. Take advantage of this incredible opportunity from June 10th. Go premium and challenge yourself.
Watch chess tournaments online? Don't just watch. Go to Chess24 and make it an interactive learning experience. You get live commentary in multiple languages, including different streams in English from beginner to expert. It's not just commentary, since there's also an interactive live board. Choose your game and try out your own moves. All moves by the players get near instant cloud analysis from the latest chess engine, which will also analyze any move made by a premium user. Open the tab Opening Tree. It contains a database of 500 million positions from historical games. Has the current position ever occurred before? What did the best players play? The database tab lets you search full games and load them on the interactive board. There are many more tools for chess learners and experts. Come to Chess24 to watch all the online and over-the-board chess tournaments happening worldwide. Discover a new way to watch chess. Be part of the experience.
Let's take someone with a random account, with a random name that just seems attractive.
Play live online against the world's top chess players while they stream their thoughts live. As a Chess24 Premium member, seize the chance to have your moment of fame. Get a peek inside their lives with question and answer sessions, in-depth teaching, analysis and interviews. The Champions Chess Tour, with countless accompanying events, is happening now. Tune in on Chess24. Super discounts on merchandise. Massive sales on courses from Chessable. Chessable and Chess24 bundles, with new deals appearing every day. Visit chess24.com/deals.
Want to raise your chess to a new level? Challenge Yourself is an exclusive, innovative experience designed for Chess24 Premium members. Train like a champ, with a unique set of lessons prepared by the coaches of the challengers. Boris Girlfriend and Co. will help you improve your chess. Play a champ. Play a grandmaster each day in Banter Blitz. Take advantage of this incredible opportunity from June 10th. Go premium and challenge yourself.
Watch chess tournaments online? Don't just watch. Go to Chess24 and make it an interactive learning experience. You get live commentary in multiple languages, including different streams in English from beginner to expert. It's not just commentary, since there's also an interactive live board. Choose your game and try out your own moves. All moves by the players get near-instant cloud analysis from the latest chess engine, which will also analyze any move made by a premium user. Open the tab Opening Tree. It contains a database of 500 million positions from historical games. Has the current position ever occurred before? What did the best players play? The database tab lets you search full games and load them on the interactive board. There are many more tools for chess learners and experts. Come to Chess24 to watch all the online and over-the-board chess tournaments happening worldwide. Discover a new way to watch chess. Be part of the experience.
Welcome back to the third round of this Kramnik challenge. Anna, you have any favorite to see the game, not as a winner, to see the game right now?
Yes, we are back. The games have just started, and we are just in the opening phase right now. Though in the Nordback, this game, I think we have seen that the players have made the highest number of moves compared to the other games. And it's pretty much still the theory here, as far as I know.
Yeah, Arkhangelsk, once again, check out the course by my friend Seturaman. He made a course on Arkhangelsk in Chessable also. And recently, also Vidit played this in World Cup, and unfortunately he lost to Duda.
Mm-hmm.
And,
it was the game where Duda prepared maybe 30 moves at home, and he had a great game with some sacrifices, on f2, and I think it was analyzed until the end game where White is like a piece up, but Black has many pawns.
Yeah, but that has all of those until the end game was actually prepared. The first game was played by me against David Navarra in Vacancy 2011. And since then, this Rook Knight versus Rook Endgame was more or less analyzed. There was also a game between Anish and Grischuk, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And then also Grischuk, I think, played with white pieces, but he ended very quickly with the with the repetition of the moves, and also the World Cup. So this line is becoming more and more popular. And also this very exact line was played a couple of times at the candidates tournament, the last one. Corona made it popular from black sides.
Yeah. Although to be honest, just this exact position is a bit special. I mean, I have seen this number of times, the same position with the bishop on c8 or king on g8.
Yeah, exactly. There are many positions that are looking the same, but they are not. And in this line, the move order is very important because the position is very sharp and you just can't play with the ideas. You really have to remember the lines precisely, as the difference between the moves may be quite big.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to give a heads up, like let's say if I take on e5 here, you're kind of forced to take on e3. I cannot find any intermediate move because there is bishop f2, so I have to take. Now there are options.
He takes e5, I think.
I
think I remember I saw this position. There are not so many games in the database, but that's what computer was suggesting. This idea was 97. It's quite fresh.
Queen e2 or queen e1, and then knight c5, yeah?
Yeah, then knight c5. So somehow maybe to take on d8, to take on e5.
And a position like this. Yeah, it's pretty much sure that we are in opening preparation for both the players. There's no doubt on that.
Queen e2 was played in the game, or it's just?
No.
It's just our moves. Okay.
Our moves, yeah. So the current position on the board is actually after 97.
Okay, Nordberg's thinking. I think Mark lost the first 2 games, so he will try to bounce back because he's the new player. He didn't play in the first 2 challengers tournament, but now it's the 3rd one. And do you know in which team he is? Who is his coach?
I do not know who is his coach, but I should be able to tell you in which team he is in.
I think he should be in Team Polgar, but
yeah, he is in our team. He's in our team.
Yeah, we could we could make it a logical way.
Yeah,
that's true.
Blue is Polgar team. Yeah, so he's definitely on the team. By the way, I'm just looking at the screen and we have his photo. Yeah, we don't have his video. Is that right? Or he's just looks like he has some trouble with the camera. Yeah.
Yeah, normally it's not allowed, so maybe it's just some technical issue, but
yeah,
it will be.
So Nordberg was thinking for a long time with d into e5, and I just did not understand what possibly other move. What is the other alternative that he was thinking apart from d into e5 in this position? And I failed to anticipate that. Actually,
knight d2, just to play for compensation.
Maybe, but it feels like takes e4 castle. I don't know. We have this position on the board, and knight into e5 was taken. This I'm not completely convinced actually, because this kind of forces my bishop to d1. No, I think black equalized here already. We just need to find maybe one precise move.
Still, it's not easy.
It's true. So you mean there is bishop f3 threat? Yeah, I have to address that.
Yeah, bishop f3, and then, for example, if black castles, first bishop f3, and then some knight d7 is in the air. So
true.
Maybe f6 and king f7.
I was thinking, why not put the knight f6 back and stopping your bishop f3, and I'm threatening castle. And if you move the knight to keep some sort of pin, then I play knight ft5, protecting the knight, and then I want to castle.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe there is even more than one good move for black. I agree with you. I think black's position is quite okay. Maybe white had to do something else. I don't know. Maybe instead of knight takes e5. But okay, it's easy to say, but difficult to do because the position is quite complicated.
I have got another very interesting position. I just saw it 2 moves
Oh,
before.
great. Great.
We had some sort of Rosolimo, and the position that was very interesting for me. By the way, I also want to point out the c3 move. It looks weird, but yeah, we are trying to play e4. Sorry, d4. Until this point, it felt more or less everything is normal, but suddenly bishop b4 happened, and white could not play bishop c3 because takes, and if bishop c3, then we are losing the d4 pawn. And this is the position I actually saw on the board when black had a bishop on e1.
Mm-hmm. So black won an exchange.
Yes, black won an exchange. The pawn structure is bad. And the most active piece in white's position is the king on f3, which is not exactly an asset. I mean,
the
if
king
it was
went to attack.
Yeah. I would think something like f6 takes e5. I mean, that would be one of the first move that I would consider. I don't know if it is working or not.
I thought in a completely different direction. I thought about queen d8 and trade the queens or develop my bishop. Or queen h4. So.
No, I totally get it. Yeah, also possible. But with the king on f3, somehow this queen d8 move, yeah, it's more classical, I would say, but it feels so tempting to play something like f5 or f6. I mean, the only thing that could stop me to play f6 will be this line, queen d5 check and f7. Nothing else would actually bother me.
I think maybe disconnection is also the second reason which could stop you from making actually any move. Yeah, but just like very, very bad for white.
Brutal. In the game, rook d8 was played.
Rook d8. Well, you know, maybe he's my student and he wants to develop the bishop. Just we want to do it in a different way.
So that's what you said, yeah. Development is the first criteria. Even if the king is on f3, you know.
Yeah, first material, then development.
First material.
Well, no, maybe first king safety, then material, then development. I'll just kidding.
Oh, queen b5 I like actually at this point, giving a double threat. I'm threatening knight e5. Actually, how do you deal with this? Would you like to play king f4?
Excellent. You will play g5 or something like that.
No, I at this point I really start to dislike this rook d8 and bishop d7. Maybe it's I'm absolutely certain. I have no doubt that after bishop d7 also it's winning, but it is losing the momentum. It's still winning. There's no doubt on that. Just play rook c8 or exchange up, will win the game.
Yeah, it's like the move that is good, but there were ways to win faster.
Sure. Let's check the Leon game. We got something very positional. Hey, look, this is semi-Tarash. This will be part 2 of my chessable course.
Oh, really? I did play one game on the World Cup. Yeah, it was c5.
But did you take knight d5 or e5 or cd4?
cd4.
cd4, yeah. I'm going to recommend knight d5, and I'll probably give some alternative also. But main will be knight d5 for sure.
Okay, let's make a deal. Part 2 will be about knight d5, and then part 3 will be about c takes d4.
Well, okay, fine. It's a deal. But part 3 will be done by you.
That's tricky.
The transmission is fine, right?
Yeah, should be okay.
Yeah. So we got a position like this. Trying to think what should be White's play here.
Will White try to push e4? I think they will at some moment.
E4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to play e4 right now?
I'm not sure about this b takes a5 if it's a threat or not. Because like e4, we take on e4, then e takes, then b takes a5.
So you want to take here first, or you want to first take the pawn?
First on e4.
Okay, first take on e4, I take, and now you want to take on a5.
Yeah, and then we think. Like rook.
And think as White?
No, rook takes. I think you take, and then we think if we play rook b2, if we do something else. I think there are many options.
True. Also, I'm just a bit curious. If I play something non-committal, a knight c4, how do you play after knight c4? You might just take it, right?
Maybe I can even wait because what are threatening rook b1, yeah, at some moment.
Next move probably I'll play rook b1.
b5 will make my a8 rook cry. So
Yes, for a long time.
I don't want to play it so much.
Probably take on a5, yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Seems good.
So let's say I take, you take. Now, if I take, there's this annoying rook b2 check. This seems like some sort of counter.
Yeah, bishop d5. I even thought about bishop d5 immediately, but even here, I don't see big problems
By the
for
way,
black.
in the game, rook c1 was played.
Okay.
And bishop b7 happened. But hang on, bishop b7. So is black not scared about something like this and something like this?
I would be scared a bit.
Me too. I'll be really concerned here because see how I'm playing here. Should I play rook c8? Try to change the rooks?
Yeah, it's also the question if black will try to accept it, or maybe also rook b7 can be an option.
Yeah, as well even this, yeah, because suddenly I see my rook is completely dead.
Yeah. So that's why rook c1 was actually a very good move, yeah, because if bishop b7, we have what we... Yeah, we can have this line. If bishop d5, there was e4.
That's true. Bishop b7 was more or less forced, and now Leon is thinking.
What about b takes a5? Rook b8 and rook c6, yeah?
And rook c6. Yeah. Probably something like this. But this actually, no, this cannot be right because, no.
Take rook b2 and rook a2 and a4. Maybe it's not so clear, like rook b8.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The pawn on a5 would be very tricky.
Yeah, rook a2.
Yeah, who knows, yeah?
Maybe that was better than what happened in the game.
Actually, I agree.
Because if now something like rook c2, then rook bc2, then we can play...
I am thinking, can I play a bit slow chess here? Like if I move my bishop somewhere and try to claim that you are in some sort of...
I thought about knight b3.
Sorry, when?
I thought about knight b3 instead of...
Yeah. That's also possible, true. That is also possible.
Yeah, suddenly the end game, which many people consider like a boring part of the game, yeah, but it became interesting.
Yeah, it became very interesting. And do you have an explanation why he rejected this time? Because it looked so tempting.
What did he play?
He played bishop d3 back. Maybe he did not like b5 here. Can't be. I mean, I played rook b7 worst case.
What about knight b3?
As well, yeah, there's knight b3 also. I don't know what can be the possible reason. He played the move bishop d3 here.
Okay, after bishop d3, it looks safe for black. Well, at least much safer.
Yeah, and we got a position like this. I still prefer white. Actually, largely still.
And after f takes e4, what?
I will take with pawn without thinking.
You don't take a pawn and go into the rook endgame. It's not the way you play chess.
I'll not be 100% sure. First of all, after bishop e4, right? I have to also check this move rook c7.
Knight b6.
Yeah, to get a position like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe no. Check this.
I think I would prefer rook b8 and that, or rook a7 is the same. Take. Knight b6. Take.
I mean, intuitively, I would not go here. Actually, this feels I'm giving more chance to draw.
Yeah, I agree.
And here, after f4, I'm 100% sure I'm better. I don't know how much. But still, king e3, play one move h3 so that there is never checks are happening. I'll start with king e3. And then see how it goes.
Okay, maybe we can check some other games because we have been checking this one for quite a long time, but maybe in the chat we have supporters of other players and they are really looking forward that we finally switch to some other board. Oh, the bishop on b1.
Let's just stick to the final position.
Yeah, it's good that there is no pawn on a3 or a4 because I think you remember that game which Vidit won in the World Cup.
Gurabeli, I guess Gurabeli, yeah.
Yeah, it was a much worse bishop on b1 square as well. Still, this position looks like much better position for black.
This definitely looks awful for white.
Yeah, the e3 pawn is weak. The b2 is potentially, if the b2 pawn falls apart, then it's game over. Also, all the end games are bad because this breaks through with c3.
Yeah, I really like this move knight a7. It is kind of heading either to d6 or to a4. I like more d6 at the moment.
But knight a7 was taking the rook.
That's also true. But I would have played knight a7 anyway, yeah, and now play knight c8 or knight b5. Actually, I would play knight b5.
Yeah, it's funny because it was quite reasonable even if it was not with the capture.
Yeah, true. Wow, but this is a move that I would have not bet.
I mean, she went back. Maybe she wants to put it on f5 and just later on.
But even then, you would come from here. I mean, this is your square, right? Controlling pretty much everything.
Yeah, it's quite strange.
Yeah, knight c6 is a really strange move. All right, let's quickly see. Sarah won, by the way.
Sarah won against Carissa. What happened in that game?
So some normal opening.
Already a pawn up.
Yeah, actually. Wow.
Okay, it's just a blunder.
She won a pawn like on 10 moves, yeah? She won a pawn in 10 moves. And free attack.
And the next course for Surya, win a pawn in 10 moves.
How to win a pawn in 10 moves, yeah?
How to win a pawn in 10 moves.
Alpha 0 would play h6 probably. But yeah, this also looks... By the way, Sarah is also my student, and she really loves position when there is complete control. A position like this, she is extremely dangerous. Although one could say every player will be very dangerous when they get this kind of position, but yeah, Sarah really enjoys. She will not give any counterplay at all.
Yeah, I can confirm she's a really good positional player.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you may see, there were some ideas with knight f7 sacrifices or sacrifices on e6, but maybe she didn't even consider that because she knew, okay, here we have weak squares and we slowly try to exploit them. And okay, finally some tactical blow, but now it's just winning on the spot.
No rebreak. This pawn looks so scary. This pawn, I mean, as black, it's a nightmare to have this pawn on a6.
White is definitely much better in this endgame. The rook is more active, the knight is more active.
Is this just a blunder? Knight c7, and I collect this also? Yeah, this is resignation, basically. Not only I collect this, I come back here, and there is no mating mate. King e2, king e4, everything wins now.
Yeah, the a pawn becomes the queen.
King d5, without thinking. Just make sure don't pre-move so that you don't get into fork. Something like king c5 or king c6. Yeah.
Okay.
There is a very interesting position, and this one, Volodar versus Baer. Jonas.
Yeah, it's the middle game, but Volodar is down to 20 seconds, while Jonas has much more time. And I think his position is okay. Maybe even something passive like bishop e7.
Bishop
Because,
e7.
okay, we make one passive move, but then like bishop e7, knight d5.
Yeah, bishop e7 is very thematic. Oh, by the way, that happened in the game. Yeah, rook d2. I believe White wants to get some sort of queen f3, rook d1, and try to get into c6. But before that, yeah, exactly. I was going to say knight d5, rook d5 is going to happen.
It's good for black that they managed to put the knight on e4, and now, but White's general plan to create a passed pawn on the queen's side is now very difficult to make because we can't move these pawns.
What move would you play here as black? Would you go some rook d8? You cannot go. Yeah, you don't want to lose control over this square.
I wanted to trade. I'm not sure I would have played rook d5, but yeah, now I thought about knight d7 because I wanted to play knight d5 or knight d7 first. Yeah, to try to trade this active knight on e5.
Very positional.
Well, this structure is arising from many different openings, like from French, from Sicilian, sometimes even from some others. So it's not so new, and the plans are well known. It's more or less easy to predict what would happen and how to play.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes you also have to calculate all these sacrifices on c3 because sometimes they are working like rook c3 or...
Hey, can I take a pawn now? Somehow, like try to take on b2?
Good question.
I mean, it looks very forcing. Let's say I take here, and I just take on b2. So...
some rook g3.
Yeah, rook g3, that's what I was going to say. Rook g3 is the only move that would bother me because here I don't see any tactic. So rook g3, and I would like to take here. And after rook g5,
f6.
Just take f6, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, just waiting for black.
But
did that happen?
No, they did not play it.
Oh, they didn't play it.
Very straightforward, like take on e5, take on b2. Yeah.
This I don't like because I think the knight was very well placed on a4, and now it moved more to the center, but I don't think the c5 is a better square for the knight. Also, black moved the knight from d7 to f6, and the knight on e5 still stays there, so some tactics connected with knight f7 may come. Also the bishop on h6, maybe even some idea like bishop h2 and g4 may come in the next moves.
I was thinking, but right now, not this knight, probably some knight c4 that was played in the game, and bishop h2 happened. So now you want to go g4 at the right moment, yeah?
Yeah, so maybe g6, bishop g7 can be something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
also,
okay.
if you really want to get rid of this knight, maybe this and.
Yeah, but now we lost 100 tempies and we traded the wrong knight.
All right, we have another very interesting game going on. Polina seems to be winning against. Well, winning is very strong, I would say. I mean, it is going to be a long game unless something happens immediately.
Yeah, the computer may consider it as an easy win, but White still has quite decent chances to save that game because, first of all, Black has only one pawn, and if White manages to trade it, it's an immediate draw. And also, if the knight starts to regroup, White may start giving checks with the queen. But maybe, maybe earlier it was winning.
But look, this position was so much winning.
Yeah, I mean, this one.
Clearly something was missed. She decided not to defend. She decided to trade the pawns, yeah?
Okay, it's not that very, very easy. It looks winning, but if you don't have enough time, the king is very weak.
True.
Difficult to say.
But okay, king d7 is a clear blunder, no?
Yeah. Okay, blundering the pawn on b3, that was crucial.
Yeah.
So some move like queen b4 maybe?
Yeah, practically anything. Practically any other move would go.
Okay, now they will play another 50 moves.
Yeah, this I don't see the king hiding. Actually, you know what? I did not even like the move f4.
Because it's closer, yeah?
Yeah, like I would rather try to get my knight to e4 as quickly as possible. I don't know, something like king d8 takes knight f6. I don't know what I will do with my knight on e4, but it feels somewhat more closer to the king.
Yeah, I think she also wanted to regroup the knight, like to put it f4 and knight e3, and it looks like more dangerous. But with the pawn on f5, first of all, it's not that close to the trade. And the second reason is that f5 protects the king better than the pawn on f4. So what you suggest makes a lot of sense.
Oh, a very interesting game. Let's go back to this one, which is a complete mess right now.
What's happening?
If I have to tell in 1 second, I will say this is mate.
Yeah, should be the checkmate.
G4, G4 is not a legal move, but queen e2 is a legal move. And now, wait, I don't see a mate.
And now, king g6.
I do not see a mate.
But it's fascinating. I mean, so many games where something completely wild is happening. And
Anna, can you just, do you think queen f6 was possible here? Again, I'm doing it without computer, but it looks mate to me. Here, rook e6 check, and knight g7 is mate.
Oh, very nice. Very, very nice.
Queen f6 looks like a mate.
Wow, wonderful. Yeah, bravo. Nice.
And now it's not clear, yeah? Gosh,
And
they're playing
now-
so fast, man.
Now some dances with the knights, but how to win?
But 5 seconds, yeah? No, now they'll make a draw here. Oh, they made a draw.
Yeah, they
So
are
it's
playing with increment,
brilliant.
but it's just 5 seconds, so you can't really calculate a lot.
Yeah, it's actually funny because initially I also saw h4 and after king h5 I thought g4, but this is illegal.
Maybe just
g4 check here. If this is not mate, then what is mate? Yeah, but I don't know. Here I don't see actually. It might be winning, but I don't see a mate yet. Who?
maybe wait, if h5, king h5, like some moves back, because with the queen on e2 the queen is not participating, and also the knight on f3 is.
No, this was the moment. Queen takes 6 was the moment. It would have got the best game or best combination then.
Yeah.
What a wild game.
Okay, here I think there are many ways to win.
First of all, do you think this is winning just?
No, here I am sure like 10 moves, so will be winning.
That's true. For me, actually, this move looks most human. Wait a second. Could I play even
Rook e8 was played. Rook e1, maybe he didn't want to allow something like queen g6.
Rook e8 was played. Okay, that looked very natural. Even I'm actually dying to take queen f6, bishop e5 check here, rook e6 check, king e5, but I don't see a mate. There I don't see a mate.
Okay, so check.
And then queen f6 was yeah. Oh, sorry. There is one more game going on, yeah? Wait. Or while we are discussing, it is just over.
It seems like everyone has finished. Everybody finished. Okay, so then we can try to find another five more beautiful mates.
Okay, one is good enough, yeah, and I don't think we're going to find more prettier than this.
Yeah, queen of 6 is very nice.
So
let's
Polina draw, yeah?
Yeah, let's check the results, and here we have them. And maybe you'll also get the standings after this round, because it has been 3 rounds. So they are coming soon.
Okay, so what do we have here? Balaji lost, Vincent drew. Sarah won that game we saw.
Yes, indeed.
This no debate game we were checking, yeah, this rook knight versus rook, that actually white won.
Yeah, this one we have seen. Polina didn't manage to convert her advantage.
Yeah, this was this extra piece, yeah, queen knight versus queen.
Yes.
And Zuzina Yali, this is a game that we never actually get time. You know, that's another thing. Like in this time control with so many games going on, it's very difficult to cover all of them. By the way,
it's possible.
It's 12-12. I like that. I like the score.
So anything is decided. Okay, anything will be decided at the very last round. But yeah, 12-12, it's nice. So both teams are fighting, and at the moment the score is even.
Absolutely. I wouldn't mind to make have complete equal results in next 2 tournaments for our team. That will be very, very good.
Yeah, because considering the results of the previous two challengers tournament, I guess when Team Polgar took an advantage and Team Polgar won the first two tournaments. So, but this one we will try to do better.
Yeah. Yeah, there are so many tournaments started opening up that at some point it was getting very difficult to schedule. Judging by how many players are playing different kind of tournaments. World Cup was happening, then PL happened, and now many Indians are playing in Latvia right now. So yeah, it got very, very tricky.
Yeah, sometimes during the breaks between the rounds, I'm checking how Nurgul is playing. My student,
Right.
she's playing the European Championship, and she's doing quite well. Some draws, some wins, but it's just the beginning, and I think the most important rounds will come later.
Right.
Still interesting to watch.
By the way, would you mind taking a quick look in this Zujiner Yali game? There was some sort of a marshal.
Mm-hmm.
And this D3 line, yeah?
Yeah, there is D3, there is D4. Earlier, D4 was much more popular than D3 became popular, but
by the way, since we are talking about Marshall, I am in Polgar team, so I have to mention about this very famous game, Judith, when she defeated Swidler in Vaikanzi. It was very special because that was her first game after her first child was born, and it's a very special game. Those who have not seen, they can check. It's a very nice tactic because it was similar, the kind of structure they also got in that particular game. I don't remember which year though, but for sure it was in Vaikanzi.
Okay, I think our viewers can easily find it because
absolutely. If you Google, if you Google Polgar Swidler 1-0, Vike, you'll get the year. No doubt on this.
This position I already don't like so much for black because all the pawns are placed on the color of the bishop, and that is usually not a good sign.
Yes.
So some improvement must be found earlier. I think Queen F3, Queen F6, Bishop E3, Queen G6, Queen G6. Is this
unfortunately theory? I don't remember the theory here.
I played a couple of martial games with black pieces, but not exactly this position.
One question that I would have is why not to keep the bishop on D2, why not to take and then take with the bishop? Not very sure about getting the queen on D3. Because with the queen on D3, I would rather have my bishop on D3 from where it can choose. Maybe it can go to E4 someday.
Yeah.
I really like this move by Zujiner. I don't know what computer says, but a simple positional move. Now you never have to think about B4 anymore. And next you probably want to play H4, keep the king on H2, and this bishop is completely dead. The H4 happened. It's a fine positional game by Zujiner. Look at this actually feels more like checkers to me.
Yeah, I started not to like it even earlier, but now it's just horrible.
Yeah. It's actually a very classy game, I must say. Also, I like the move H5, yeah? Kind of threatening H6, forcing to take on H5. Beautiful game. Very nice. Very
nice game. Though I would say Zujiner is more like a tactical player, but this game proved she can also play very well when it comes to positional play. So well done. And also, it seems like a
also,
very
I guess
tough.
This training. Yeah, go on, Anna. No, I was saying that I'm sure these trainings are also helping them in general.
Yeah, any other game we didn't cover? We still have 1 minute before the next round starts.
This one, quickly.
This one we have seen. Like the
This one
beginning, yeah, this one we checked briefly.
Sarah we saw. This one we saw around. No, this one also we said it's no, this we saw, yeah. When knight c7 happened, we saw it here and we said white is winning. Vincent Polina we saw, this was queen knight versus queen. Balaji Christopher also we saw.
Dinar Savakosova.
Yeah, this is the only game that we've seen. Okay, some Catalan. Srinath made a course on Catalan in Catalan. I'm just doing
okay, go on. I think that's a very nice advertisement of the courses. Yeah, this is the line where people have a very long game. Seems good for black. Maybe black could even try for more here.
Oh, what is this? Maybe this was missed, yeah?
What attack?
Because he did not protect the pawn, assuming that after bishop b4 there is queen knight c2. Clearly queen c2 was missed at this point.
True.
Oh, that was a blunder, actually. And now white is a pawn up.
Yeah, but even after the blunder, black managed to hold. So the position was so good that even if you blunder.
Yeah, but here, for example, to play this, and a move like knight a1 was missed. But I don't understand why not to play knight c1.
Bishop a3.
Okay, then you play with two bishops maybe. Giving this bishop and playing b4.
She wanted to save the pawn, and she did save the pawn, but now the b5 pawn is...
and she blundered again, yeah, because now she realized that there is no knight c3 because of bishop a5.
I'm not sure she blundered. Maybe there was no way to defend it. Like
seriously?
Bishop f4? Or...
I mean,
maybe...
yeah, why not?
And if bishop b6, we play maybe bishop d6.
Yeah.
Threatening bishop c5, so.
True.
Yeah, king g2 seems like a blunder. But now black could try to play for a win, no?
I would have never agreed for draw in this position.
I mean, h5 immediately, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I would continue. I would definitely continue.
So objectively, white should hold, but why not to play?
Yeah, I'm sure white will hold this position, but as black, I would rather continue and check the game's side Fisher.
Yeah, indeed, it was even more drawers than this one.
Yeah.
So, Yahli. A very tough start for Yahli. He lost the first 3 rounds, and now he decided to play safer. I think this is a very good strategy. Because if you lose the game, you need at least some points, something more simple to get some time to, you know, forget about what has happened and to continue the tournament. So I think this was a good strategy, considering his situation.
But then he spiced it up.
But then he decided to change his strategy.
Yeah, because then he goes for the very classical, not classical, modern line, yeah, where white plays for this pawn sacrifice. It is considered like black has got black has different ways to equalize here. I remember Leko played some games and he clearly showed how to equalize here as black. And Peter knows his stuff. I don't remember the exact theory. It could be with g5, but at this point, I don't remember.
Yeah, there was some game by Karakin. There was also some game played by Korana with black pieces. So yeah, when it came as a surprise, it was not so easy to face it because white is sacrificing the pawn, but white is also much ahead in the development. But nowadays the theory has spread so much in different directions. So many of the lines have been checked, and this one at the moment is considered to be quite okay for black. Though in the World Team Championship 2018, I believe my sister won a nice game versus Katerina Lachno exactly in this very exact line.
Okay, so that you are talking about this Maria's game, you are talking about the Berlin or this one?
About the Berlin.
About the
I started with the Berlin and I continued with the
Right. Okay. So this is the game between Dinara and Leon, and we got, how do I call this, G3 slab or probably G3 slab. I cannot call this Catalan. Black has not played E6. Although
but now they did. So now you can easily call it a Catalan.
Yeah, now we can call it a Catalan. Yeah.
Yeah,
very good position. It's typical where white has compensation, but I don't see why black should be worse either. I mean, we want to do castle. Is knight e5 scary? Or you just want to take here?
I can't answer it immediately because it's not so easy to do it without calculation. Maybe here it works. I don't see.
Yeah, I don't see a follow-up.
So like 8x b5, queen e5.
Yeah.
And
8x b5. Oh, well, I could also start with 8x b5, but then you just stick with this pawn, yeah?
Yeah, in general, black's plan is to castle knight d7, then to push c5 if white allows. And white is trying to play for compensation, so some knight regroupings like sometimes knight e5 or knight e1, knight d3. Bishop a3 is very thematic to trade this dark squared bishop to make the dark squares more weak in from black sides. So maybe you're expecting some rook d1 as a preparation move.
Yeah, rook d1, try to play e4 or knight e5. Let's have a look at some other games quickly. This was started with, yeah, it got in, I cannot even say this is King's Indian. Old Indian? I don't know how to call this opening either.
Yeah, it's like very close to King's Indian, but King's Indian is usually played with the knight on f6. Here we have the knight on f5.
Yeah, some natural moves we got. I still prefer white. The setup reminds me of very interesting game by Kramnik against Daniel Vocaturo. That was from King's Indian. So this is another game the viewers can check. Kramnik Vocaturo, a fascinating move, bishop e7 at some point, not in this game. But you guys can check this game. Google Kramnik Vocaturo 1-0 and you will see a fantastic game.
Yeah, I remember that game. It was a very nice game indeed. Also, sometimes the structure is played without the endgames.
Yeah.
But knight h6 and all this maneuver, somehow it indicates black's position is not that good.
And once again, Sara really enjoys this kind of position. She would love to play this position. There is no counter. She has a very direct plan. And f5, okay, I'll just give check. I'll play, my main idea is to play b5, b4. And this guy is a monster. Complete monster. To make things worse, right? Knight f5 is not even a threat.
It's like you give black 3 moves or 5 moves, and it's not so easy to improve. Maybe a5, that makes a lot of sense to stop before, and also potentially to create a weakness on b3, like very, very, very potential.
I'm not very convinced about this move rook c1 actually.
White could think about playing before anyway, like rook b1 and this.
Exactly. I was thinking why not play rook b1 and b4. I'm not sure why I need my rook on c1. This is the thing that I'm unable to justify. What this rook is doing on c1 at all. I mean, I would prefer rook a2,
Yeah,
rook
yeah,
d2.
that's what I was about to say. Rook a1, rook a2, rook d2. I think you would prefer this maneuver.
I mean, this looks like more like a hand move where you just make this move and then say, okay, show me your idea. But probably this hand move would have been better with rook on b1 or a2.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I say in the chat, it says it can be called a modern defense. Can we call it a modern defense? I actually don't know. So this opening, right? I somehow felt this is more like old Indian, but I don't know. It's old Indian if it starts with some knight d7, e5. I'm really, really bad with opening names. So I'm a complete noob when it comes to opening names.
So let's speak about the ideas and about the lines.
Yeah. If you ask me the moves and all, I can look at the position and suggest some moves. But other than that, yeah. No, when I got to know, like, I'm really a patzer when it comes to opening names, when I started making the Chessable course, I had absolutely no idea about the name of the openings.
Okay, maybe some other games.
Yeah, let's see. Sveshnikov. Anna, you were playing Sveshnikov at some point, right? Or not?
Yeah, I have played many of the games. I think Sveshnikov was one of the openings that I played from my childhood. But perhaps my sister has even more games in the Sveshnikov than me.
Wow. So this is a different way to get to Sveshnikov. Typically, the Sveshnikov starts with this, and after d4 we get the natural Sveshnikov. But some players prefer e6 move order in order to avoid Rosoli move. So that's when they start with this move order. But the disadvantage is, of course, as we saw in one of the games, you need to know this line. Which game was this? We saw one of the.
It was one of my students, Yehli Soklovsky, versus, I think, again, the same player, Balaji. Or maybe some other ones, but I think this one.
And very, very main line, b3, king h8. I am super surprised that the move h4 was not played in this position. I thought this kind of killed the line after it started. Actually, it started with Ponomaryov Kramnik game where Ponomaryov played rook a2, and after king h8, this is probably 2001 or something. And sorry, h4, takes, and some kind of I don't remember if it was bishop g5 or bishop f6. Basically, idea was to play f4 and then b4 and rook a h2. This was Ponomaryov's white. But then this line, I thought it was dead after the famous Anish game against Shirov. It was also very well known. You get to a position like this, and basically your idea is to get the rook here and give mate here. And after bishop h4, both king d2, king d3, and in Anish game, probably Anish went king f1.
Yeah, he did one. He did play king f1 as
well. Yeah, he played king f1 and also king d2, king d3. Both were kind of very strong. So I don't know what Balaji had in mind in this particular line, because after g6, h4, it is very, very strong. But yeah, we got castle. But after castle, black gets f5. So that is the point of playing g6. Really, I mean, black do not want to play f5, and he is unable to take with this pawn. And once you get a structure like this, both the knights are very strong. Here, I would say black got whatever he wanted. As a Sveshnikov player, I think Anna would be very happy to get a position like this, right?
Yeah, I think this position is completely okay for black. I started with that line, then I switched to playing some other lines versus the setup with c3. But this one, yeah. As from the structure point of view, it looks good.
And the current position looks dead lost, yeah? Like
rook f8.
Can I play rook f8?
But what was missed? Can we just take a few moves back? I mean, knight e7. You want to... why?
I mean, if I don't play knight e7, I'm sure I'm not losing at this point, at least.
But the rook on e4 is so awkwardly placed. Bishop f5 is just right.
Yeah, that is true. This looks lost to me. Just black has to be a bit precise, though.
Okay, one of the ideas is maybe, yeah, bishop f1 is one of the ideas. Maybe queen f1 and then bishop d5 in the end.
This is also very simple. Yeah, you take. Yeah, this is very professional. Yeah, and bishop f1 played in the game. I imagine after this there will be bishop takes g2 and queen e1, and somehow you kind of pick up the queen.
And if rook g4?
And if rook g4, exactly, then I thought there is bishop e2. But this is not as simple as I thought. Oh no, it is actually, because you don't have time to play queen e5 because of f6. Yeah? Oh wait, g4. Okay, it's still winning. I mean, with this pawn here, it's not going to, black is not going to miss this.
Yeah, I was just, trying to make it simpler because I have been playing chess for a month and my head doesn't work so well. So I prepare, some simple and the way that I'm sure in it. Yeah, that's why I preferred queen f1, but maybe bishop, well, not maybe, but let's assume.
Also experience, Anna. Anna,
also experience, yeah.
What was this opening? I mean, every time they play openings which I know, but I cannot name it. I don't know the name of this opening again.
But maybe there is just no name, so don't worry.
I am 100% sure.
Bishop d6. Usually they start with knight d7, no?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, while making Chessable course, I learned some new opening names. Yeah, like Pale Face Attack.
Which one?
Pale Face Attack.
What are you talking about?
It's something to do with, I think, f3. Yeah, at some point, d4, knight f6, f3, or d4, knight f6, knight c3, d5, f3. There are so many different names that I learned, and I forgot by now.
Very good. I think that was the most important, to forget it at some point.
Yes. I would rather remember the moves. By the way, this position looks great to me for white.
Yeah, I think white got everything they wanted. It's like 100 times improved Catalan, where the bishop on g2 is a monster. Black has no development, and it's very difficult to develop the c8 bishop.
I mean, at least if this was the position, I would rather play bishop f8 to get some aesthetic beauty.
To get some great coordination, I would say.
Yeah, get some, at least, some coordination of pieces. Wait. There was no better way, yeah, because bishop e3, rook c1 feels a bit naive, but okay. I don't see anything happening immediately, at least. Wow. So this knight, actually, last 4 moves, black just came all the way and just took the pawn, yeah?
But it's just 3. I mean, my calculation.
So, yeah, actually, that's very interesting. In chat, I'm being asked if I know it by ECO code. Yeah, maybe some opening I'll be able to tell by ECO code, especially in E4. But even then, I would struggle. I think I always struggled in opening names and such things. As far as moves are concerned, maybe this is something I can tell. Actually, even if I forget, I can think, right? But if you forget opening name, you cannot just think and made it up.
Yeah, I don't know, I think I am better in the names than in the codes, because okay, we have 500 codes, yeah. So it's easier by the names, but Well, we obviously know all the main names, but sometimes we have new moves or some really weird openings which we don't play and which we normally don't even use admit at the tournament. So it's not that important to know the names, but all the main openings and all the main lines we obviously know.
All right, so this one white is really doing well. What game would you like to check next?
What about? Yeah, maybe let's look Vincent's game because Polina seems to be losing. And also Volodar Murzin. This game also looks interesting, but you can do it one by one.
This one, I would say white is careful. He should be able to hold, but
black is okay.
Yeah, black is better for sure. I mean, this I have absolutely no doubt. Yeah, and I really like the H5. This is the stamp of Peter Leko. I mean, Vincent is a student of Peter, and I can totally imagine, Peter playing H5 in 1 second in this position, stabilizing the knight, guys.
Yeah, and so Vincent does, and also H5 is a good left for the king. So I before you started talking, I was sure I wanted us to say okay H5, and he immediately played it. It's just so obvious.
And now the problem is you can never get H3 G4. Like if you would have started with H3, then there is knight G3, and now once you play G4, okay, you cannot play H3 because the pawn on G3 is kind of weak.
Yeah, also after H3, H4 is a very typical reply. If there was no fork, it's just H3, H4 fixing the pawn structure.
Very true. Anna, you mentioned you wanted to go to some game. What was it, Sarah?
Mark versus Volodar or Sarah versus Nordberg, but Sarah's game we have looked a little bit. So maybe, maybe this game of Volodar.
Volodar, okay. Let's do this one. Wait, so what was this?
Caro-Kann. We know this opening. Caro-Kann with H4.
We know this opening, and Anna, you're going to kill me for this. This is also Seturaman's recommendation in Chessable course.
Echo code for Caro-Kann is from B12 or from B11 to B19, yeah?
From B10 to B19, it has to be.
Yeah, B10 to B19.
Yeah.
So, you see, we know something.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the final position. Just let's see. What?
Something is happening.
Knight H3, Queen C7 takes, yeah. Queen H6, yeah.
So what? It seems like black was very much scared of white's attack. And maybe now they just want to try to, be safe and at the same time to attack the d4 pawn and the knight on h3 is pinned.
I don't see how white can encash this. The only move that comes in mind for me is Queen G5, the main move.
Mm-hmm.
The point being, okay, if you take, then I want to, okay, not here because E6 is falling, and then I want to consolidate it. Even here, I'm not completely convinced because my pawns are kind of weak. Actually, even here, I'm not convinced.
A4. Okay, but obviously white is playing for the win. It's a big question if white will win this.
Queen G5 was played in the game. And I'm absolutely sure Queen G7 is the losing move. This I have no doubt on. I'm pretty sure we had to take this. We had to go for this, yeah? And go for this pawns. When knight e1 seems more or less obligatory, and then, okay, try to create something. Ah, no, there is. Yeah, this is tricky, actually. But yeah, I mean, one thing is for certain is after Queen G7, G4 knight, this is no game. Here it is completely over. Anything, yeah. King G3.
Okay, King G3 is just a much better version if black decides to check on G5 later on.
Sure. Let's check the Sarah game. It got very, very interesting. I thought Sarah would win hands down, not win, at least, never get into trouble when we were in this position.
But maybe she wasn't.
But how did she lose an exchange?
Maybe she sacrificed.
If she sacrificed, why didn't she take it here and take with the queen?
Maybe she wanted to do it in a better version.
No, that's a bit shocking, actually. I mean, you would do it right here, no? And then play e5, and basically that should be it.
Well, looks winning, yeah, because of the pawn on d7. It's just controlling all the board.
Even this looks winning to me. But now it is getting tricky.
No, it's not so clear.
So now this king h3 is... Wait, black doesn't want to take a draw? Seriously?
h4.
I mean, the guts, really, yeah? That is what is very interesting here. So, can I play e6 or it's too much? I mean, okay, it's not my game, yeah? I'm not going to play.
Okay, h takes g3.
Okay, e7.
e7. Rook h8.
Anyway, it's not my game. I take it.
Well, I have to start with the checks, maybe queen d6.
So when you say you want to start with a check, you have got like a couple of them. Apart from queen d6, it doesn't feel, not that many good checks out there. King to g4. Again, checks. I see only one check for you.
I just thought maybe you had queen f4 move.
And h4. That's it.
I just didn't expect king g4 at all. I thought about some queen f4.
Wait, again, did I miss something? Could she play e7 or not? Because she took king takes g3. My first move would have been e7 because now black has to give perpetual if it is not met. If there is any.
I don't see many moves.
Many moves happened already?
No, I don't see after e7 like many moves for black.
Yeah, after
okay,
e7,
there's queen f5, but again, king g3 and...
King g3 and I don't see anything. After rook h8, I take all the checks are stopped. King g4, no checks. And also, if you make any other move, I can actually play e8 knight check.
Yeah,
so, yeah, king g3 and they're repeating, yeah?
Are they? Maybe black one. Oh no, it's a draw.
They
so
drew already,
the result. Yeah, they agreed. Yeah, it's pity because Sarah was pressing a lot, and I think she had a good chance to win that game.
Yeah, also not playing e7 is slightly pity. Yeah, what to do? So okay, what are the games going on?
Maybe Vincent or Christopher. Christopher is playing.
Right, Leon is playing. Latings is playing. Christopher.
Christopher is trying to win. What do you think? Are the chances to win higher? Or than black's chances to make a draw, I mean?
No, win. Win is much higher because I'm getting a5. I'm playing a5 and I'm playing rook to a4. To me, this looks completely winning actually. And now rook a4, he'll play rook a6, then bring the king.
Okay, with rook on a6, it's just game over.
And rook a4. This should be game over. And king d3.
Yeah,
king sooner or later, king will come to f4, yeah? And after king c5, I think there is no game. Just play king e3 and rook moves king f4 resigns.
Yeah, true.
All right, let's check something else. Vincent is winning. There is nothing to check here also. Would you save this pawn or you'll just take it? Take it, yeah?
Because knight e6 is not possible.
Knight e6 is rook e2 and king f6. That's true. So it's resigns also. So what do we have then? Is this the last game going on? Oh no, there is Christopher Wu. Okay, this game I really there's nothing to see. At least maybe this one still some fight left.
Yeah, so who is leading the tournament?
Okay.
Do we have any idea who is leading the tournament?
I don't. It's Abdul Sattarov and who else? Liang. I'm on the Liang. Okay.
And Christopher also joined the leaders. So now there are 3 of them. 3 players with 3 out of 4.
Yeah. So, so all the games are over.
And Kamer was 3.5. So Kamer is actually the leader of the tournament after 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but more or less, I mean, more or less the same players are in the lead. So they are confirming their high level, yeah. So I think Vincent will really want to win this one because he was doing very well in the first 2 challengers tournament. Also Abdul Sadorov, I think they both will try badly to win this event.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I also really remember the event like last time Leon was leading with 7 out of 7 or something like 6 out of 6. I mean, many points. But then like the next days didn't go so well for him. So I think Leon will also fight for the top 3 places. And I think that's it. Maybe you will, my student, yeah, Christopher, you?
Me? No, I will not do anything.
Sorry?
You said you. So I said, no, I'm not playing.
You are not playing.
But I understand you're talking about Christopher.
Yeah, Christopher, he did very well in the first 2 events, and he always started very well, like the first 2 days or first 3 days. But then objectively, he was a bit weaker than Vincent, than Nordbeck, or like the first 2 events, Pragananda and Gukesh won. So he played very well and he had a great result, but not in the top 3. She finished among the top 5. Top 6.
Right. And by the way, on a happy note for me, we are leading by 1.5 points, Team Polgar.
Oh, bad news. Bad news. Bad news before the last round.
Wait, no, this was the last round, right? We are supposed to play 4 games, no? Wasn't this the final
last one? Oh, really? I wanted to see one more. I was somehow sure we would have one more round, but that's quite surprising.
No, there are 4 rounds and it is finishing very, very fast.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, to the viewers, like if you like the stream, if you support the stream for future in general, please go for premium with Chess24. You get lots of access. Particularly, I would emphasize on the training sessions, like the one which is challenge yourself, train like a champ and play like a champ, where you get to see how exactly we are training with all these young kids. And yeah, these training sessions are amazing. I have seen mostly all of them. It's fantastic. I have also taken some of them. So do check out those. Be premium members of Chess24. And yeah, Anna, go ahead.
Yeah, so once again, it's a surprise for me because I was expecting one more round, but it was the last round for today. The 5th round will start tomorrow at the same time at 3 p.m. Central European time. Surya will be at 4 p.m. Central European time. Surya will be with you all these 4 days. So today and the next 3. So don't forget to tune in into the broadcast and listen it with the commentaries of Surya and different other guests and coaches from Team Polgar and Team Kramnik. For me, it was the only commentating day for this event, but I will be back during the next Challengers tournament. But for now, I'll have to say goodbye to all of you. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Leave your comments, as Surya suggested. Maybe there are some improvements, maybe there are some changes you wish to see. So just drop a line.
Chessable course by Anna. Right.
Yeah, I'll write it down so like on my notes, so that chessable course is on the list. Yeah, I'll think about that. Thank you so much.
And of course, I would like to add, thanks to Julius Baer to make this happen. This is it's a fantastic initiative, not just the tournament, but also the training all these young players are getting. And if they win, one thing is prize money and everything, but also the chance to play at this Magnus events. This is phenomenal, and that gives them a huge experience to make that next leap to the higher level.
Yes, indeed. So I'm sure that during the next 3 days, there will be a very tough battle for this first place for the spot to the Magnus Carlsen tournament. And so just tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. set to continue with the Challengers tournament.
All right, see you guys. So that will be the end of the stream. And we'll see you tomorrow, same time. Thank you.
If the rook goes to f7, then there is still
hours on g4. So after king to f6 and king to f2.
Tenemos el rey ahí n8 un poco mal, no podemos enrocar corto.
Y también se puede hacer, por ejemplo, alfil g4.
Защиту. Но пока что они этого не делают, играют ферзь d2, рокировка и теперь играют c4.
Thank you so much for the lessons.
Gracias por las clases.
Gracias por las clases.
Want to raise your chess to a new level? Challenge Yourself is an exclusive, innovative experience designed for Chess24 Premium members. Train like a champ with a unique set of lessons prepared by the coaches of the Challengers. Boris Girlfriend and Co. will help you improve your chess. Play a champ. Play a grandmaster each day in Banter Blitz. Take advantage of this incredible opportunity from June 10th. Go premium and challenge yourself.